hello, and welcome to yet another Q&A Thursday here at the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. My voice is a little scratchy, but that will be solved very soon with this wonderful Diet Pepsi. Now, I'm Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Thanks, Dane, for having me.
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, happy to be here. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, everybody, and welcome.
Not so happy back, though.
What?
Your back's not doing so great.
No,
today.
my back's not super great, but you know what? You know what is great, though? Getting your detailing questions answered.
That's right.
That is what
we're here for.
That's what could possibly heal me, right? That and a lot of anti-inflammatories and possibly a steroid, but that's
I sure
okay.
hope so.
Because we are here to answer your detailing questions. So, first and foremost, a little bit of housekeeping, right? Doing a little sweeping here around the office. So this week has been... I would say a bit busy with catching up on Amazon videos and just trying to
getting back into the swing of things because, like, most people don't realize with TRCMA, it's almost like we're out of the office.
Yeah.
I mean,
even
reality,
though we're right next to our
right?
office.
Like, we work 12 to 14-hour days.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're just not here. And then Friday, we took the day off.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just coming back and going, wow, that's a lot of emails I got to get through.
It really is.
People I got to call. And I'm sorry for those of you that have called me. I just didn't want to talk at that point. But I will call you back this week. And I know Anthony feels the same, and so does Dane. It just feels like we're trying to get back into the swing of things.
Too true, Levi. Too true. So now that we're back here, though, we're really excited for what the future holds here with obviously creating some more content for you guys. We know that next week is going to be a video we're launching on the new Rupes HLR 15, where I actually give you my review polishing Dane's Jaguar. Sorry.
Whoa.
You polished his Jag?
That's crazy.
Sorry.
I don't have that car anymore.
No, sorry. I forgot that his license plate says not for Jag.
No, it's not supposed to be not a Jag. They wouldn't let me use the A. They wouldn't let me use the A.
So why didn't they let you use the A?
It was very weird. They're like, you can use a letter or a number, but only in certain places, and you can't use them both at the same time. It was very arbitrary feeling.
I feel like if I went on the website right now, I could probably get not
That was
Jag.
the thing. I designed them on the website, and the ones that said they were available on the website, when I went to go try them in person, the guy checked in his system, and they were taken. And there was only about a week between when I checked and when I got to the actual
I just think it's hilarious that you took your Miata in, and you said,
I felt on the spot like I had to make a decision, so I made a less than ideal decision, and I'm just going to roll with it for the next year until it's time to change.
I had so many better
Gave you
license
so many
plate
names.
I
ideas.
know.
I feel like you could go on the website and find all those.
I just
plates
thought
still
at
available.
the last second, he's just like, all right, sitting at the terminal, waiting for me to say something. I'm like, oh, God.
You could have asked for a temporary registration.
Yeah, but I didn't want to, because it takes so long. I wanted to have something. So I just thought,
10
not
days.
a Jag. Funny to me, nobody else. So I'm just like, let's roll
It's
with
just
it.
going to be very confusing and possibly cause accidents, Dane, which I don't really like
think
that
so.
because I find myself looking at people's license plates far too closely.
Me too.
And thinking, what does that actually say before I know it, right?
Slamming on the brakes, locking up all
and
four.
whose fault is that? The person doing the reading.
Why not? I'm pulling a baby driver before I know it. It's not good. So,
Well.
anyway, other than that, though, there's a video coming out next week. I think you guys are really going to like that. Hopefully, it gives you a little bit more of a kind of an insight on the HLR 15 and kind of shows you what it's like in action. The machine's amazing. Obviously, I love it.
Spoiler
but
alert.
I'm not going to. Yeah, I don't want to.
Oh my gosh! So I got to play with that machine some more.
Yeah.
Making a little video with Dane.
Yeah.
And I just love that machine. That new
I think
Rupes
the
is
sound.
beautiful.
It's
the
an
sound is.
instant-
Here's the thing. I picked that up. I used it. I was like, wow, this is so nice. I really need one of these. Then, for some reason, there's a Milwaukee 15 sitting over
I
there.
don't know what
Oh,
that's
the
doing
Milwaukee people get so
I
mad.
picked that thing up.
There. It was a weight. It's a
Both
paperweight.
of my
when your
elbows,
guys' opinions
both of
are
my
less than stellar
elbows
about
disconnected from their from my body.
I'm
And I
surprised.
said, why is this? This does not even need to. And you know what I did? Took it outside. I put it in that dumpster out there.
Yeah, that's probably.
I don't know whose it is, and I don't really
you
care.
obviously saved the battery though.
Yeah.
'Cause that's worth some money.
Well,
but
I
I
did.
shouldn't,
I
so.
put
There's
that. I'm
going to
gonna
be some
give that.
very
Put that in the
angry
back of your
people in the
truck.
comments now.
Put that in your truck for later. But I tossed that machine because it is a
boy.
pile of junk.
Jeez.
That's
Harsh
right. You heard
words.
me, Gabe. It's a pile of junk.
I'm not in love.
Wow,
Not in love with the
vicious.
Milwaukee polisher. But what's nice is that we actually have both of them here, so we can fill both back to back. And the Rupes is lighter.
So much
feels
lighter.
way more ergonomic.
It's almost like, man, I'm really tired. You know what I need? like to lay down on the ground. Okay, well, it's still kind of hard, right? It's concrete.
Yeah.
But the Rupes is a pillow that you can lay on for your head. You know what that Milwaukee is?
Where are you going with this?
You know what that Milwaukee is? It's a parking curb. It's not comfortable at all.
In terms of things you can roll over, I know I should prefer one over the other.
I would rather roll over a pillow than a parking curb.
Let me offer another solution here, which is not something we carry or anything, but it was just after having experienced the sound in person when we were down in Florida and I heard that Merca for the first time.
Yeah, the Merca is beautiful. You know why? Because they make premium sanding products.
The sound was ridiculous. After that, I'm just looking at everything more harshly. Even the wonderful sounding Rupes by comparison to a lot of other products, the Merca's just, the sound is so buttery smooth. It sounds as smooth. I have to imagine it performs and feels as smooth as it sounds.
I would take any of the
sound is unique.
I would, if someone said, here's your choice, you can get any battery polisher. Yeah. But you have to get the Milwaukee. I would say no, thank you.
Yikes!
I would do my best to try and get that Rupes. Heck, those Flexes are designed far better than the Milwaukee.
Woof! Wow. Well,
lighter,
maybe you need
easier
to talk
to use,
to the engineer.
more comfortable.
So one thing I'd like to point out here, because
it's like it's made of it's like it's filled with concrete.
We're talking about sounds and weight and stuff like that. When it comes to the sound thing, people may think, what difference does the sound make? It's not a big deal. Think about the long-term damage that it does on your hearing to have a rough-sounding machine that has certain frequencies that'll just irritate. Do you know? Ask somebody with tinnitus how they feel. Day in, day out. Probably not great.
Dane, I don't even know what you're talking about. I can't even hear you. I just see your mouth moving. I'm trying to read your lips, but because again, I'm going to keep talking about how great that new Rupes
other than the sound is not always an indicator of this, but sound can usually kind of clue you into maybe how smooth a machine operates, because you can usually hear some of the roughness if a machine's going to be rougher, but it's not a guarantee.
My Rupes,
but the vibration will mess you up long term, as you've clearly demonstrated.
Oh yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
My Rupes HLR 15 Mark II, right? The ones that we built. Mine LHR 15, yeah. Mine has a little bit of a rattle to it, right? So when you're polishing, you get the high pitch, Rupes, ring. Yeah. But then there's a little bit of that rattling. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's not the sound of brushes or whatever it is, but there's some type of sound there. After a while, it starts I can feel my ears kind of fluctuating, right? Like they're not crackling, but they doesn't really like that sound.
It's got a hum going on.
This new machine, oh my gosh, it's like music to my ears. It's like that frequency is just perfect.
It's almost an aria.
It doesn't hurt your ears. It doesn't, not you should be putting your face next to any machine. You probably should always have some kind of ear protection if you can.
Some kind of ear protection.
But it's a very subtle sound, and I really do dig it. I actually think I think it sounds better than the HLR, the 75, the cordless or the other,
which is a great little tool.
Machine.
But the new hybrid, the HLR, the big boy, it's on another level. Yeah. From just in terms of the engineering. But what I will say, some people will be like, "Oh, you hypocrites! I see you using, tools without anti-vibration gloves and without hearing protection all the time." Yeah, but that's in videos. It's very infrequent when we're using those things. When you're actually using them on a job,
in my garage,
different
when I'm working on a car, I have my gloves on. I usually have my elbow compression sleeves on with compression straps that I wrap around my forearms, tighten them up.
I'm just saying this to challenge anybody who goes screaming, "You hypocrites!" Because I saw you in a video once not do that.
I wear noise canceling headphones because
that's what happens.
I'm in for the long haul, right? I'm working. Gotcha. Anthony's gonna be coming over in a couple weeks, and we're gonna throw down on some cars together. He's gonna see me. I'm gonna be strapping up.
Locked and loaded.
Now,
you're
getting ready.
Bionic suit.
Now, there's one piece of housekeeping that I would like to get out here before we go too far into any other avenues. But I want to do this for the viewers. People, if you're a regular and you pop in here all the time, you expect to see the show every Thursday for the Q&A and every Tuesday for the podcast. There potentially will be a bit of a break between now and our next show because now that TRCM is over, Nick and Glenn specifically are going to be working on a new machine to pair with our old machine. So there's going to be a lot of behind-the-scenes mechanics stuff going on, which means this space will not be functional for possibly 2 weeks, hopefully just a week, but there's a chance it could bleed into 2 weeks. So
we're doing
don't have a show then,
updates.
I'm just giving you a heads up so you're not like, what? Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a heads up now. So note that for anybody who missed the show, make sure you tell them too. And just keep an eye out. If we come out with a show, great. But if we don't, please don't be too upset.
Yeah, we've got some updates to do. So, so I was watching on the Instagrams.
Yes.
There was a gentleman that put on a belt
Okay.
with some suspenders, buckled them up, had a battery pack on his back. It's called a Hilti.
Okay.
Came up over his shoulders, dropped down, hit a little switch. It was a crane. Came down the front.
What?
You know what he hooked up to it?
Where we wore a crane?
It was like a mini crane on his back.
okay.
You know what he hooked up to it?
What?
Diet Pepsi?
A grinder.
Oh.
Huh.
So he's
An
doing like
angle
a
grinder.
scorpion mount on his back, but with a grinder.
An angle grinder. And I thought,
Wow.
I could do that with a polisher.
Scorpion polisher mount. Yeah.
You could,
all right.
you could mount it on there, so there's no pressure there in your arms.
It's zero gravity at that point.
Yeah.
You're just mecha
Because
Levi
it's
at
taking
that
the
point.
weight,
Oh yeah, I can see that.
and then I'm just guiding it,
Yeah.
holding on to it and guiding it. And I thought, I can't wait till I get a full.
Well,
So when's your
Mecha
brother?
Games.
I need your brother to get on. I need him to stop what he's doing,
Yeah.
cancel his trip.
Oh. Okay.
I need him here working on an exosuit for me.
Dang.
Some sort
All
of
right.
robotic exosuit
Yeah.
Mhm.
that'll allow me to continue detailing.
Anna recommends the Hilti exoskeleton, apparently.
Oh, someone has that? That's pretty cool.
Well, Hilti is kind of a heavy
That's pretty
industrial
rad.
manufacturer.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
Yeah.
my new thing. Is these exoskeleton
Yeah.
Okay.
suits? So if any company would like to sponsor me,
I don't.
You know
I'm
where
starting to
find
think
me.
Anthony could
Specializes
actually
in
use
that.
one for his back problem. So anyway, we got a lot of comments.
I worry
and
that it would
questions
cause
here.
more back problems for Anthony.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
might.
one part of my body that's strong. All right.
Dan, save us from ourselves. Good afternoon and word up from Minnesota, USA. Happy Friday Eve, TRC gang. Hope everyone has recovered from TRCema. Some of us better than others. Thanks for a great week of content. Well, appreciate
thanks,
it,
Dan. We appreciate it.
We appreciate
It
you.
wouldn't be a Friday Eve without you.
Yep.
And what was everyone's personal favorite product released during TRCema? Throw that to you guys.
Rapid Rinseless was my favorite because we've had a bit of a hand in it, and we've been able to play with it and test it. So it was
Yeah.
nice to see it finally hit the market. The one tool I didn't get to use was the IK.
Okay.
I wish I would have been able to play with that.
You should have been. You should have tried to wield that. It was insane.
Well, it was like he didn't tell us about it, and all of a sudden he popped it out,
Popped it out.
and
like,
then
hey.
he hid it in some sort of space wallet of sorts,
Yeah.
some sort of
Grand Bastards got
slid
to.
in the time where it
Huh.
disappeared, and I came over and I was like, "Hey, Yvonne, let me see that." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," but I just saw.
sneaky. Amazing.
Sneaky, yeah.
My favorite. Oh gosh, dude. That IK was insane. It really was. I think it's a game changing thing now to be able to foam a wheel, set it down. It's compressing on its own. You don't have to pump it. You don't have to grab your air compressor.
It's beautiful.
And it's ready to rock and roll.
Seamless. We
by-
watched it live, and it filled up so fast.
Yeah. So not only do I think that's going to be useful, but I mean, just the lids that IK is coming out with now
Yeah.
too are insane.
They didn't understand that for ages. We would ask, and they're just not Iban. Iban got it the more we explained it, but he had to kind of battle with
Well, they also had to
other
build the
folks
tooling
back
for
home
it.
to explain why anyone would want a lid. But you just use the product, and he had to explain. No, some people want to keep, because they're such good containers.
Lid was requested, I want to say in 2020 was when the lid was
It's
first
been
requested.
at least 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
And that's when we first requested it, and it was funny because I said, hey, it'd be cool if we had a lid, because then we can use if we had spare bottles or spare sprayers that had triggers that broke or things like that, we could still use the blown molded bottles, because those blown molded cartridges, right, those bottles,
Vessel.
they're so strong, you can't really just break them, right? They're incredibly strong. So I'm like, it would be a waste just to throw some of these away, right?
Yeah,
There's got to be a
right.
way to be able to store product in them or do something. So that's when we started saying, hey, IK, can you come out with a lid? And they said, why would you want a lid? Why? That doesn't make sense. And we explained it. Okay, we still don't get why you'd want a lid. Explain it some more. They still didn't get it. Eventually, it was like 2.5 years later, they said, okay, we kind of get why you want a lid. And we said, yeah. So, like, what do you have to do? Well, we can't make just a lid. And I go,
come on.
That doesn't make any sense. Just make the lid. Like
you know
peanut
the
butter
threading on
lid.
your own bottle.
Like
you
a peanut butter
make
lid
a
or something like that would be fine. No. Anthony, you don't understand. We're Basque. We don't create just lids. Yeah. And I'm like,
well,
what?
You obviously already create this other stuff. The lid is just supplemental to that, which would be nice to have.
So it was the first prototype they brought over was last summer. And Bon brought over and showed me it was
we
essentially
saw a prototype. Yeah,
it was the 3D printed lid, but now with the measure inside. And I go, I see what you guys have done. And they go, see, we cannot just make just a lid. We have to innovate, right? And I go, well, this is amazing, right?
No, they went above.
There was
beyond.
one more thing that they were planning on making, which I actually should have talked to Bon about. It doesn't have to do with a lid, but it does have to do with the pouring feature or pouring product in. Okay. So we still need to see where they're at there. But overall, I'm so pumped. I'm just pumped that we got a lid. I think it's awesome. Yeah. And here in the upcoming months, that will be very helpful for not only mixing product, but storing product. Because now you're able to essentially do up to what's 50 ounces, right? I mean, of diluted product of your choice, however you want to dilute it, which is really cool. Or 2 liters, I should say, of however you want to dilute it, which is awesome. Yeah.
No, I thought I was really impressed with everybody's presentations this year. Yep. I think a lot of people did a great job. You guys also have to remember, I watched some people's responses and comments and things afterwards. And some people were, saying, "Oh man, that was really boring." We went from this to that. It was really boring, and you got to understand, some of these guys have never been on camera before. All of a sudden, they walk into a room.
Not everybody's a professional actor here.
Right. Or you get somebody in the 3 of us have done it for so many times. And for some of our guests, they've been in front of a camera. They're used to that. So they're very excited and able to keep that energy level up. Other times, people get a little scared. They get a little worried. It's like public speaking. Not everybody is good at public speaking.
Companies not as familiar may send a new person thinking, oh, it's a trade show, and they just send somebody who maybe is good at talking to people, but people who are good at interpersonal communication can suddenly just, like, the lights go out.
Or a camera comes on and they just start sweating.
That's what I'm saying is, like, you may be good at talking to people, but if somebody puts a camera in your face, suddenly you're, like, stuttering and you're not quite sure what to say.
100%.
Even if you feel, like, confident in normal conversation. It happens to the best of them. I've seen it with everybody at some point.
So I just wanted people to understand that, like, we were so proud of every single person that came here, because Gabe and I, when we first did our interviews with every company, we picked a lot of the people to speak because we felt they had the capacity to do that. And I think every single person delivered on that. And I'm really, really impressed with the people. You guys have no idea the nerves that people had, that they were trying to handle. We had
people who look good on camera who were, like, falling apart before they
literally, we thought they were going to be throwing up in the trash can. They were so nervous, sweating.
Kudos to them.
So I think every single person put on a great performance, and I'm really proud of everybody that came to play and showed up and was here to put on a presentation for you guys, for you, the viewers. And so I just wanted to give that shout out to all the presenters for TRCMA, because it really it's a lot of work regardless, not only for us to set it up, but for the folks that actually have to stand up in front of the camera and do a presentation. So kudos to them. So
for sure.
Joey, happy Thursday, fellas. From Sacramento, where summer has already begun.
Joey
Blinsky's air conditioning on for the past 2 days already.
He's planning on going to Old Town Sac this week, and I know he is. Yeah.
Oh.
You ever been to Old Town Sacramento?
I have. No. I went there to look at trains.
When I lived in Modesto, right, there was 2 rules.
Don't go to Old Town Sac.
Don't go to Sacramento, and don't go to Stockton. You stay in Modesto, right? Because that was like, it was like, if there was like a first place of like sketch, right? Yeah. It was like Sacramento. Then it was Stockton. But then there was like actually a good point where it switched. And then like Stockton was the sketchy place and Sacramento was kind of nicer. But Modesto was always kind of could be worse, right?
Right.
Like people always like, oh, you live in Modesto, you live in Ceres, you live in like Merced or Tracy or things like that. Oh, you could live in Sacramento. And I'm like, I know, right? So, like, you know, basically that was like how everybody got along, right? Was like,
Joey agrees with the Stockton commentary.
Yeah, we just go, you know, life sucks. Well, you could live in Sacramento or you could live in Stockton. Everybody goes, yeah, that's true. Modesto ain't too bad.
That's living in a state where you have a lot of towns near each other. Up here, most of the towns we're near are either significantly smaller than Boise, so they're not like quite the same, or you're a long distance from other metro areas. So like Portland and Salt Lake City are both far, far away.
Well, it's the same way that we think of like Nampa or Caldwell or like Emmett or whatever it is. We always go, those are completely different towns and stuff like that, right? Everything's so close. Like, yes, it's the name's different, right? But for the most part, it's all about the same, right? The landscape's the same. Everything looks about the same. But over in California, there, I mean, you're on a highway and you're going from all these major cities from one to the next very shortly, right? Pleasant Grove, Elk Grove, all these different places are on the way there. But then people go, where are you from? I'm from this place. Oh, interesting.
Hit that look.
Interesting. And you go, it's 5 minutes from this place. And they go, yeah, but you live there. And
for me, you have that irrational, just like, for a town, you say it's Emmett. For me, it's Bakersfield. And it's not like I've had any particularly horrific experiences there, but just passing through, it's never been a great time. On a road trip going to somewhere else, just had to stop in Bakersfield. It's dusty, it's hot, everybody seemed miserable. It just didn't seem like, I'm sure the town has plenty of happy people and it's nice in places. But woof. Not a good experience on my part passing through.
Living in California, the only time I've ever seen my parents actually quite nervous when we were driving anywhere, we got lost in Oakland, right? And we took a couple back roads in Oakland and we got lost. That was the only time where they were like, we want to get out of it. We were in a bad spot of town. We want to get out of here, right? We felt that way in Modesto a couple times, but like Sacramento, you pretty much feel like that through the whole entire city. Stockton, It's about the same thing as well.
On that note, there are detailing questions to get to here. I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole. People do come here to get their questions.
The landscape of California.
And I'm sure they're watching going, guys, come on.
We got Kevin Verizon says, Kevin Monzon says, hello, boys. Question for Anthony. I saw you've tried N914 rinseless wash.
He used it before that video.
So what is your pick for the best and favorite rinseless wash? Absolute 914, KCX, I'm assuming, O&R, another one, and why? So in 914, personally, I would say it's not my least favorite rinseless wash I've ever tried. I wouldn't say that.
I like the people behind it.
I've tried some not great ones, but I would say that it's most definitely not my favorite. There's plenty online that are before that.
I would say Absolute, KCX, and O&R are far above that on your lineup.
In 914, I still have some.
I know you do.
I don't.
You keep trying to dump it down the drain.
Keep trying to give it to
people.
You
feel bad because you don't want to waste it.
Keep trying to give it away to people. Take this from me, and my neighbors don't want it. They go, I don't know what this is. I just take it.
Rinseless is an acquired taste for people, and if they're already at the point where they know what a rinseless is and have used it, they probably have a favorite already.
I think the smell of N914 is great. I think that part's great. I think that the mitt cleaning ability is great as well. The way it makes the cars does feel clean, but I actually would like there to be a little bit lower surface tension out of that product. I would like to feel a little bit slicker, smoother, in my opinion. And as in all of my testing I have done, because you brought 4 different products there that I did pretty extensive testing on, N914 is the only one that did not soften water. Or did not have a water softening effect, meaning that
it didn't encapsulate the minerals well enough.
When I did my hard water spotting tests, N914 left the hardest water spots, utilizing tap water amongst all of those. But everything else was pretty neck and neck, though. I mean, Absolute's amazing at softening water. O&R is amazing at softening water. And to be completely transparent, even the KCX product, right? Because KCX have been working on this rinseless for much longer than most people realize. When we got the first prototype version or the first batch of it, I said I hated it.
How long ago was that?
I said, take this. This feels just like I told him, it told me it felt just like wash and finish. It just felt like a diluted wash and finish. I go, go back to the drawing board. Like, this isn't good. Then they came out with a better one, right? And then I was like, okay, it feels kind of like QS, but a more diluted version of that. I don't know if this works well. And then eventually, after I think 2 more iterations, there was one more where all the surfaces just were clean, but like squeaky clean.
Yeah,
I mean,
clean.
like literally, like you take your finger and it'd be like squeaky.
It was wild.
Levi remembers that because that was one of those that we tested together. And then finally, this last version that they had was like,
it's right on the money.
Perfect. You've done it. You've created a perfect rinseless wash, and so that's any of those 3 probably love it.
So the biggest thing, the one thing that Anthony and I gatekeep the most, I feel, is rinseless. You know, there are a lot of things we bring on from other brands. Like you look at the number of car wash soaps we sell.
Sure.
Right? It's a soap. A soap is a soap is a soap.
We held out for a long time on having too many soaps, but eventually it just happens.
Mess up a soap, and each soap does a different thing or is used for a different purpose. But rinseless is really used for one purpose. It's a rinseless wash. And so we've gate-kept and only carried O&R for so many years until Absolute came out. And again, we helped in the creation of Absolute, and we brought that on. And N914 was one of the early ones that they sent to us and said, hey, we'd love to have you guys try it. We did our testing. It just never hit the mark of what we wanted. And so we never brought it on. And then Coach Kemi reached out and said, hey, we're doing this. We said, cool. Keep us in if you want us to sell it, and keep us in the loop. And that's literally what we did. We worked on it, tried it, and then got it. And it's one of those we could sign off on, and we could say, okay, we would love to carry this. So our goal is always at the Rag Company to provide you with the products that Anthony and I use ourselves, specifically ragcompany.com. Those products are almost everything we sell on the website we've vouched for.
I personally think once Matt tries Rapid Rinseless, I think he will.
It might win him over, but you never know with that guy, right?
No, but I have a feeling, Dane. I have a feeling once he tries it, I think he would be parting ways with N914 once he tries it.
It's good. It's really good.
I think he would, because I think it's just a killer product.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying N914 is a bad product. I think it's a fine product, but I think if you're asking me honestly, what's the better rinseless wash? It's the 3 that we carry.
But people will assume all these things are created similarly. The goals may be similar, but the actual fundamental formula, the creation of the product, N914 you can tell is different from the ones that we tend to prefer, the ONRs and the ones like that. Just in the makeup, and you can kind of tell, surfactant kind of stuff like that kind of sends you off a little bit, and it's not necessarily what you're looking for in your rinseless.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough said about that. Moving along, we got Hans here saying hello, tell people.
What's up, Hans?
Then we've got, yes, hi, Hans. Quality Touch. How long do I want to let G-Star to dwell on paint going in their first dry?
Probably no more than really a couple minutes.
Just don't want it to dry on there.
Yeah, you don't want it to, especially in direct sun. So I'd probably say make your way around the vehicle. If it still looks like damp and you're breaking down dirt and soil and it still looks damp, then you're fine. But if it dries, it looks like it did before you sprayed it,
respray it.
You respray it and rinse.
Now,
get it off there.
For people who aren't familiar with what quality, I'm assuming because I opened it up, I'm not having just subscribers comment today. There's new people in here.
Wow.
So I'm kind of freeing it up, and the viewership seems to reflect that. There's about 80 people watching currently, so it's a little different than normal, which is
Thanks
lovely.
for joining us.
So what I want to say is, for those who hear G-Star and they go, what is that? What brand is that?
KCX Green Star.
Green Star. And it's an all-purpose cleaner, essentially.
Yep. You can dilute it, all different types. Super Auto 2K with a good afternoon, TRC fam. What's up, Al? And then Kevin saying good afternoon and happy Friday, Junior, from a cloudy and moist south coast of Massachusetts. I just realized it's Thursday already. I know, so did we.
Yeah,
I was doing Amazon, and then AB's like, hey, you got 10 minutes till Q&A. And I go, oh my gosh, I forgot it was Thursday.
Oof.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Daytona Wallace, I saw that you have the car wash show in Nashville on your events page. Who all is coming for that? Excited to have TRC in my city. That is John and Josh.
Yes.
So John Green and Josh Petro will be manning the Rag Company booth at the car wash show in Nashville.
You want to talk product? They will talk business and product.
There you
talk
go.
Your ear
They
off.
aren't as funny as us.
They think they're funny.
Well, Josh
they're
thinks
funnier.
he's definitely
Josh
pretty,
is actually
pretty
can be
dang
quite funny. John is a little drier. But
John can be funny though in his own way.
He can be.
You can warm him up. So you got to hit him with some good jokes when you see him.
Yeah.
Alex Dewar, hello, you beautiful people. In a meeting at the moment. In a meeting, but we'll catch up later. Love you all.
See you when we see you.
Miss you. Ricky Cologne with a hello, everyone. Where's Umberto at?
I know you beat him.
And then Quality Touch coming back at it. Going to apply solution finish for the first time on my truck's window seals. Does it wipe off paint and windows easy from overspreading? Yes, as long as you get it before it dries.
Yeah, don't wait.
So one thing you can do, Quality Touch, is add some masking tape to those edges if you want, just to be safe. But if you feel like you're capable of doing that, it's kind of like painting. You're going to get that stuff in there, and then you're going to come back with a damp towel and wipe that stuff off.
You can also
quickly.
So what I like to do is I know what you're talking about, like with the window seals. Like you're on a thinner piece of window seal.
Mm-hmm.
You could tape it, like Levi said. Also, you could just apply it, and right after you apply it, take another towel, or if you have something like a thinner microfiber towel, such as like the Rip and Rag microfiber towel.
Yeah, like maybe like the 12-12.
Like a 12-12, 70-30 blend, premium towel.
Just tear it off.
You get 80 of them for like $30.
Yeah, my niece saw me tear one off the other day, and she goes, "What is that?" I said, "It's the Rip and Rag."
So you could take a Rip and Rag, fold it in half or in fourths, take a mix of, an 80% IPA or a 70% IPA, diluted 1-to-1 with distilled water, right? And so you have like your IPA mix, and then fold it on a corner and just cut that corner in, right?
Yeah.
And then bam, it's going to clean up all that whole entire edge, come back through the dry towel.
Perfect.
Clean it off. You're good to go.
There you go.
I've been using Rip and Rags for so many different things.
I
like
know.
They're so versatile.
I burned my
the
first box of XLs already. I ripped my last rag.
You ripped your last one?
Yeah.
Well, so it shows you where to order more right there on the
shows I'm
label.
ready to rock and roll. I'm going to get some more tomorrow.
The just original Rip and Rags, the 12x12, I can't stress enough how useful those are for, like I did a PSS application the other day where I cut off like a square of a Rip and Rag.
Oh, smart.
And then I folded it and I put PSS on it, and now what am I able to do? Use like a little applicator. I can get in all the little cracks and crevices and all the little
and then
tight
you can
spots.
toss it.
Then I throw it away.
Yeah.
Because I go, what do I have to lose?
Now,
Nothing.
remember, you may see other microfiber towels on a roll out there, but we're the ones with the 70-30 blend, and that stuff is safe for your paint.
Premium.
That is the way to go. That is the primo stuff.
Well, you could buy it from us, or you can buy it from Matt Mormon at Obsessed
Mormon
Garage, and
also
you can get the
carries.
OG microfiber
Yes.
towel on a roll. Depends on which branding you like better, but we do create those towels for him.
Let's just say you'll like either one.
Depending
on the
it's
color you
not
want.
a surprise.
It's fair
He
game.
tells
Yeah.
everybody as well, so it doesn't matter which one you buy. He thinks his box looks cooler.
Yeah.
He said that on a live stream.
Did he?
Yeah, because we're like, what's the difference? He goes, nothing. Our box is just cooler and different. It's a very Matt response,
It
right?
is, yeah.
I won't call it cooler. I'll just say it's more OG.
I think ours
'cause
is-
there's
ours
nothing
is more dynamic.
particularly surprising about
Ours
that.
is us, and
Yeah.
I think it's fun, and I love the yellow.
Ours feels like
and I love
us
the
in a
blue.
construction zone.
That's
Well,
right.
Yeah.
When Nate was creating the box for the original Rip and Rag, I said, Nate, you've done it.
Yeah, it's
You-
like a,
this
you're,
is-
it's
you're
like
going
this
hard.
He
is
was
your
like Da
Mona
Vinci.
Lisa.
Yeah, he was like Da Vinci, and this is the Sistine Chapel.
No, it looks like it belongs on the shelf
Michelangelo, I
at the
think.
hardware store.
Or,
It's
or
perfect.
Michelangelo. Either way,
Wait, hold
or
on.
Leonardo, or Raphael.
Wait, who painted the?
I
I saw
prefer Donatello.
the
Could be
Sistine
Donatello.
Chapel. Who painted the damn thing? Who painted the Sistine Chapel? I saw it in person. I don't even remember. I blacked out
I
because
think it was Michelangelo.
It was
They,
Michelangelo.
okay, it was Michelangelo because they told me you couldn't take any pictures, and
Yeah,
I said,
you burned the
"Screw you guys!
paint.
I paid how much did I pay to get into the Vatican here, and you were not going to let me take a picture of the Sistine Chapel." It's
Yeah, because a
ridiculous.
picture won't do it justice. You need to see it with your own eyes. That's why you went there in person and didn't just look at a picture in a
Dane,
freaking
I
encyclopedia.
understand, but I've never forgotten what it looked like. If I had the photo on my phone,
You
I
could
could simply remind
Wikipedia
myself.
exists. You can look it up
No, I
anytime
need
on your
it to
phone.
be taken by my hands.
When you go in person, you enjoy it with your eyes.
You're gonna be
in
one of the first to
person.
get a implant that allows you to take pictures with your eyes and your brain.
Even though
anyway.
I'm the guy who's taking pictures with his phone every time we go in events, I'm also going to be the old man who says, "Look at it with your eyes. Put down your damn phone.
enjoy it.
And enjoy
Point
it."
is, that was Nate's
Be present.
Sistine Chapel.
That was Nate's Sistine Chapel. So I really like the color of it. I think it looks awesome on my pegboard shelf I have in my garage. I think it looks really cool. Of the branding. With that said, the Ultra box also looks really cool. We don't care. Whether you buy it from us or Matt, just be happy with them. Have fun with them.
Yeah. there you go.
Quality Touch says that. And then what else we got, Dane?
We are rolling down the line. There's been several.
Dino, hello,
Yes.
boys and girls. Missing this one out. Got surgery today on my leg. They removed a part of veins, and I got a small hose instead. So you could say I got some new oil lines.
Nice,
There you go,
Dino.
Enjoy that.
Congrats,
Yeah,
Dino. I
buddy.
hope
Proud
things
of you.
recover well.
Yeah, hope your leg feels and heals.
You're
Yeah.
lubed up, Dino. Wishing
Yeah.
the best, man.
Yeah.
Tony.
What are you running? 10W30 in there?
Probably zero weight.
40
you know,
weight?
for
40
30
weight?
weight?
speed,
40 weight?
lightweight.
Yeah.
Tony says, just got a brand new vehicle, 2 miles on the odometer.
Wow.
Is 60 days enough time to let the paint off gas before coating show weight longer? Honestly, Tony, you look at the manufacturing date.
Yep.
Let's look
That's
when
the biggest thing. Open
Yeah.
the door, look at your little sticker. It'll tell you when the car was built.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the miles are one thing, but the miles won't tell you when it was
if it's
built.
only been
it could
60
have been sitting a minute.
Yeah, if it's only been 60 days since it was built, then you might give it some more time. I
Yeah.
guarantee you that's probably built
In the
much
winter.
longer than 60 days.
But if it was, if it's from last year and it's been sitting and it was last summer, and
Old
it sat
stock.
out on a
New old stock.
well, if it sat, it could have sat. It still could have been a 24 model,
Sure.
but built in September and sat out in a lot. We were in. Remember, we went to when we were in our East Coast adventure last
Yeah.
year. All those Teslas just sitting in the parking lot.
That was wild.
the
With
Paramus
the
Mall.
alarms just going off all through the night.
Yeah,
The random
the
just
Paramus
flashing
Mall,
lights.
just a mall parking lot. They were parking,
And that's where they just stored
hundreds,
new ones. waiting
hundreds
for
of
the-
Teslas.
It was
Crazy.
Tesla overstock. And
and they were sitting there for months. They said up to 6 months.
Yeah.
They just sat there because they slowed down on selling, but they hadn't slowed down on building.
that bummed me
the
out.
mall had room.
Yeah.
Because I would hate knowing that the car,
It's
my
sat
new car
out
that I
there.
just bought, sat in this lot.
In the Paramus Mall
got
parking lot.
crapped on, got pooped on by birds, everything.
Boy, have I got news for you about any new car that shows up outside of you picking one up at the factory.
Or you ordering it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Pick it up at the factory.
Well,
you
not
order
even
it.
picking. Yeah, it's delivered to you. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. So, like Anthony said, check the manufacturer's date on the door. It's on little white tag. It's got your VIN. It's got air pressure, color code, all that kind of
So
stuff.
crack open the door, check out that
It'll
little
tell you
sticker.
the date that it was manufactured.
Yeah.
Franco's saying, "What's up, nerds?"
What's
and
up,
then
nerds?
we've got Ricky saying, "Gotta say, finally got my hands on the Ultra XL Rip and Rags. Wow,
Yeah,
all
Rip
pretty
and
much,
rags are
pretty
no
much the
joke.
nicest towel ever
The
created.
Ultra XL Rip and Rags are essentially a pearl towel. They are awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Kevin
I love
asking
those things.
if anybody made it out with the eclipse. Anyone in the path of totality? I went
Not
to
over
Cleveland,
here.
and damn, it was amazing. Yeah, we had about like 50%.
Did we even have that much? I thought we were
60%,
more
like
like
40%.
30%.
It was low.
We were
Now,
very low.
in
It was
20
just like a little.
As a guy who likes to look at solar eclipses without,
yeah, you're just looking up and like, oh right, I'm not supposed to do
It
that.
never
eye
got dark
protection,
here.
I will say I did not notice any difference
Yeah.
when I walked
well, the last
outside.
one we had was a. This
'cause
was
you
a
couldn't
solar
see
eclipse.
anymore.
Yeah.
The last one we had where you stared at the sun with your daughter was a lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, look at
And
that.
then our
No,
last
don't-
solar eclipse was like 2020, 2019.
I think that's the reason why my eyes were
Or
okay.
2017,
because
or was
was
it
just a
2017, I
lunar
think?
Eclipse, unfortunately,
that one was really cool. That was the last one. But yeah,
yeah.
thankfully your eyes were okay because it's
Thanks,
just a moon.
just a lunar eclipse. Regardless, do not stare at any eclipse
No, don't do that.
without anything on. That's ridiculous.
JN.
JN says, "Hey, from Crystal Coast. Question for y'all: what's everyone's favorite brand of car care products? Wash, wheels, windows, and quick detailers."
Now, this is what I assume is someone a little newer here who may not be as familiar with
okay.
our takes on things,
That's
which
okay.
is great. I'm bringing it up as a positive, not a negative.
So I'm gonna tell you anything that we
Dane, you
carry
don't need to
here at
guilt
the
this-
Rag
you don't
Company.
Need to guilt JN.
Any products that we carry at the Rag Company
It was
are
the
our
opposite.
favorite brand of car care products. JN, that's what we'll tell you.
Basically, if we carry it,
if
it's
we
because
carry it,
these
it's
guys
our
said,
favorites.
yes, we like that.
It's like,
There's a lot of great ones out there, but the ones that we carry are our favorites. Dylan Barbo, how much KCX protector wax for a foam cannon dilution? Been using 50 mils of protector wax and 500 mils water. That sounds fine.
that's good.
Yeah.
You just do that.
All right.
Super Auto says, I received my TRC Blackout Flex Fit hat today. It looks great. It was great to see that Dane signed it for me. Disappointed that I didn't get Levi or Anthony to sign it, though.
Oh,
Al, how
So,
did that happen?
Al, what happened was that happened the day of the final TRCMA day. You guys had gone home. We were coming back from the coins dinner, and I stopped the guys here at the store. I had to open it up, turn off the alarm, I had to come in, and I had all the Grand Ambassadors come in and sign stuff and everything, but you guys weren't available, so I was just like, that's what I got. And then the weekend happened, and that order had to go out sometime between then.
Aw,
So they
crap.
forced the
We
orders
didn't even
out.
know about it.
So that
Sorry.
happened, but we were all kind of like, we don't have Levi or Anthony, so
Sorry, Al.
Sorry about
We
that.
did try our best to sign as many things as possible. Yesterday I signed.
Yeah, you signed a bunch of stuff.
No, I signed a whole. It was everything in the order.
Every single thing in the
Literally,
order.
they're like, sign my bottle, sign my order sheet.
I signed everything,
Yeah.
and which is awesome, super cool. But
Maybe they're planning to forge your signature later.
It is a timing thing because they have to go through their queue, and
Right.
if we're not there to be able to get to the signing in time,
Well, and
Well,
it's
they don't
also
want to hold
just-
on to it for too long. So,
Exactly.
Al, yours would have sat all weekend and it wouldn't have gone out until we got back on Monday because Thursday night was the end of TRCMA and Friday we were taking Friday off.
Yeah.
So we were gone
And,
for
like,
the whole weekend. So you wouldn't have shipped till Monday. So
We know you'd be
we wanted to be able to
understanding,
get it out on Friday.
but we don't want to
Yeah.
force people's orders to wait too long. So,
Yeah, so.
there's a limit to these things.
Sorry,
It's
Al.
as available.
Yeah. Ricky says hit the like button.
Yes, please do that.
Everybody offering Dino speedy recovery, quality
Yes.
touch. This may have been answered already, but why isn't Crystal Wash carried by TRC? So it is in process. We don't have an actual date. It's been in process for a few months. A lot of it is we have to do the due diligence because it's one of those products that we will be carrying on Amazon. And because it's an organic acid, we do have to do a couple things with Amazon before it can get approved.
They throw more
And
barriers
it's
up.
a lot easier to just wait until we get everything approved before we bring it on rather than maybe, oh, we got it on the website, but we're not doing it on Amazon, then we're going to do it on Amazon. It's just, there's a lot of moving parts, and so it's a lot easier to just wait till we're got everything handled.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Neil White, good afternoon. TRC, getting ready to watch the Masters.
Ooh,
That's right,
exciting.
us, the three of us. We want to thank you
The Masters
for
of
watching the
Shine.
Masters of Shine-ish.
Now I'm popping JN. I skipped to the front so I could get JN's comment back here, which is helpful.
Ah,
So,
I meant on-
sorry, JN. I did
Far
think you
as
looked
what
a little
you guys
familiar, but I was
use
kind of making
on
an
your
assumption.
personal vehicles. Followed y'all for a long time, but normally working when you go live.
There we go.
What do we use on our personal vehicles? So I use whatever I have.
What do you reach for most often? If you're
So-
like sitting there and like I could pick any one of these, but my hand goes for first.
So my two big soaps, GSF, and Stiarna Gloss. So KCX and Stiarna Gloss. Those are my soaps.
Mhm.
That's what I use for my own personal stuff. For a sealant that I put on at the end, I use PNS Defender because I love it. I think it's great. And then I just use a glass cleaner for my glass stuff. My interiors are always Express or Cockpit from PNS. That's about it. Anthony,
Okay.
those are my main go-tos.
said this before. I use whatever's on my detailing cart.
Same as me.
That's my what I have in rotation is usually what I'll use because I have.
You don't understand how much stuff Anthony and I have.
We have quite a bit of
You
stuff.
guys also test products a lot at home, so like when there's new stuff coming down the pike, you guys have maybe a version of it, like a tester version,
Yeah.
and you're using that because you only have so many details. You want to make sure you get some working time in with it. So sometimes that ends up being the case too.
Realistically, I use a lot of Coach products, right? Whether it's soap or their APCs. I mean, the Green Stars makes it really easy for me to use it on a lot of different things. So soaps, APCs usually in the Coach range, along with wheel cleaning, depending on what I'm doing. Like Magic Wheel Cleaner is great, but I tend to blow through a little bit more of that than I'd like to admit. So Brake Busters, obviously always on tap from PNS. Dreammaker always on tap from PNS, and then Express mostly the Express interior, the interior system from PNS is great, but I also like Coach's Top Star, and then kind of going down the line, obviously Optimum stuff, O&R. What's the other? Why can't I think of it right now? Why can't I think of my blue spray sealant from the OptiCoat line? Why can't I not think of
Hyperseal.
Hyperseal's there.
You do love hyper, so
and-
you say that a lot.
Gosh, I mean, the list goes on, but we get again. I kind of alternate, right? So I kind of just grab some stuff, put it on my cart, and I go, "This is what I'm using for this month. This is what I'm using for the next month." I'll blow through a bottle of something, and I go, "Okay, let's go to the stock, my inventory, open up my thing."
I need to
pull
do
out.
mine. I've got empty bottles just chilling on my
Yeah.
cart and stuff, and I'm
No,
like,
you got to start blowing
holy
through
cow,
'em.
I got to start cleaning.
I started. So what I've done is I've created this system where I go, what is this product, and what will I keep from it? Will I save the sprayer? Will I toss the sprayer and the bottle? Will I keep the bottle?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like I'll kind of have like this demotion system, And ultimately, like, within the last couple of weeks here, granted, my back issues I've been having, so I've been doing a ton of washing. I have been, if I have a third of a bottle left, right, and I go, a third of a bottle, it's a quick detail or whatever it is, I go, I'm going to blow through it. I'm just going to use it. I'm going to use it on everything. And I'm going to actually clean up other things so I can actually use this product and not just throw it away or not waste anything. So, because bottles do take up a lot of space, right?
Yeah.
So I actually just got, for my house, I got 2 Husky wall cabinets, right?
Yeah.
I explained this on the main show. That will be where my chemicals live. So I'm going to mount those up. And then I think the cart will go away. Ideally, I'd like the cart to go away. I love the cart. It's great. But it takes up space. It's kind of ugly. And I want to figure out another solution for having my on-hand bottles.
I've got a lot of totes, like hand totes, like small ones.
You do totes.
That I love. But again, I need to go through there. There's products I haven't touched since I put those products in there. Like, I'm not even using them.
Yeah.
And so I really need a clean house and utilize only the products that I like using, and then pepper in the products that maybe I'm testing.
Definitely have a bad habit of storing things that I have no intention of using later, but it's like a nice enough or valuable enough product or tool. I feel like, but I can't get rid of it. What do you do?
Well, a good example. So when we went to Waxstock, right? Brought home a bunch of goodies, right? So we stopped at the Fireball booth.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're from.
They're from
Fireball's from
Asia somewhere.
Somewhere in Asia. I think
they're Korean.
Is it South Korean? Maybe.
Well, it's not North Korean.
You don't know that, Dane. You don't know that.
Sure, it's not.
You don't know that, but maybe it was a Korean brand. But Fireball. So they gave me a bunch of stuff. I have soaps. I have low pH soaps. I have all-purpose cleaners, interior stuff. I have all this Fireball stuff, right? Probably enough to detail 3 or 4 cars. And I go, when am I going to use this, right? Yeah. And if I am going to use it, what am I testing it for? Am I testing it just to see if it's a good product? Am I testing it just for fun, or am I using it just to blow through? Right. That's kind of where I'm at now. Am I using it to blow through it, or am I using it to see if this is the best in its category or whatever it may be?
Yeah.
The one who shall remain nameless, Jebediah, says, I should be getting my TRCMA order tomorrow. I can't wait to see all who signed my banner.
Man,
I really hope we did.
I hope we did too, man.
I believe if your banner is the one I'm thinking of, we had a ton of people sign a banner, but I remember there being a banner or two where you guys weren't present, but you may have signed it before it showed up. So
sorry, guys.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
You'll know because it'll say great, GR8, and then it'll say MOS.
Yep.
And then it may say Ada.
Yeah. So no, not Ada. It usually says all day on there.
Oh, that's right.
It gets it.
Maybe I should start doing Ada.
That's even more cryptic.
It's even more cryptic, but it's less letters, right?
Yeah.
And then when they look, they go, "That's just Ada County."
Well, that's why we each go with a 3-letter acronym. So, yours is an acronym.
We
Mine's
have, and
not,
his
but,
he goes 6 letters sometimes. But Joey, anything we can? Oh, everyone given the what's up.
Yes.
And then, Joey, anything we can hear more of your thoughts on that dinky sprayer you used in Florida, Anthony?
For those who saw the rinseless video on Matt's Violet E36M3.
Solo 260, is that what it was?
It was a solo sprayer. It was like a smaller... It reminded me of when you have those bug sprayers that are just like a little battery powered guy. It was kind of a miserable experience, though.
I should have punted that in the trash. You know what I should?
Jimmy was filming. I was recording audio. I could see the pain in your eyes. It was not an act. You were genuinely sitting there going, my God, this thing is truly taking forever.
It was very frustrating. Like, I know when we had a joke back in the day about the IK sprayers when we punted them in the woods, right?
Yeah.
I should have punted that in the woods. It was the worst.
In a sense, this was like, you weren't trying to treat it like revenge or anything, but just the experience ended up kind of looking that way.
I was
to those who are
disappointed.
familiar with the old IK video.
I was disappointed in Matt. I was disappointed that he even chose this. Why this sprayer is even an option?
Well, for always, because you were, to your credit, there were people who were commenting on the video who were like, oh, man, rinseless looks like so much work. This is ridiculous. And it's so funny because they're like, I just foam a car and call it a day. And it's like, it's less steps with rinseless. The only reason this rinseless seems like it has more steps is because you're
of the
trying your
dinky
best
sprayer.
to do it the OG way,
No,
which
I
is
was doing
not
the- I was doing the
necessarily your
multi-towel.
preferred way.
You did the
You
multi-towel
were
method.
trying to do it the way he does it, which is not the way you usually do
Yeah,
it.
no, I just did the multi-towel method.
It doesn't
so I was
have to
trying
be
to be
complicated, guys.
respectful. I knew that I would want Matt to treat my cars the same way. So
Yeah.
I'm wanting just to do the best job I can on his
You were
car.
being respectful to the space you were in.
And so when, but when I brought out that sprayer, I was actually really excited to use it.
No,
honestly.
legit. When you pulled it out, you're like, "Hey guys, this is kind of fun."
Like this is cool.
Yeah.
It's small. Like this might be a great option. And then I started using it. I go, oh no, this is
Not
gonna
fun.
take forever because like a Multi Pro 2, a couple good pumps, or you compress it, you're gonna get a lot of coverage. But like the Multi Pro 12, can't even compare it to that. That's like the Multi Pro 12 is a beast. You pre-rinse the whole car.
You can do a whole car
That's
lot.
night and day right there.
And anyway, so it was a funny thing. The dinky sprayer sucked. I think it's not good, but I think if you're in a
Solo
pinch,
does make good sprayers, so I have seen Solo stuff that's legit.
I think Solo make great deck sprayers. Shoot,
yeah, but that's just it. I'm not talking detail. I'm talking like
No, they
farm implement.
no,
just
that's
household
actually
garden
So that
sprayers.
sprayer I was
kind of
using, that
stuff.
Solo sprayer, right? Oh, for weeds,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
but you're not trying to coat a whole car in that case. You're just spraying like
If I was
selectively
spraying weeds or
weed.
spraying bugs, I'd be all about that sprayer.
There you
Then
go.
it makes sense, but the stream was not up to the task.
Need a powerful string. Scott Kelly rummaging through the dumpster at TRC right now for my first polisher. Woohoo! Scott, I would just hand it to you, but I would also tell you that it's not a good polisher. So, Super Auto 2K saying the infamous Solo 260, Franco with a Yoj Breezy, Alex Ayala, opinion on aluminum backing plate on a DA or rotary. Alex, if you don't have the skill set, you don't know how to fully operate a DA properly, you don't have the muscle memory, or you've never used a rotary, I would stay away from aluminum backing plates. Yeah. That is I would call that a master level product. And
Levi has experience with one of the most dangerous
I would
backing
say
plates known to man.
I've still hit stuff with it. Like it'll jump and get away from you, and you'll do more damage than you want to. So
have a backing plate
our
that's
friends
basically a
at
saw
our
blade.
friends at Rupes, our friends at Flex, our friends at Lake Country make amazing backing plates, soft, delicate backing plates that only sometimes damage expensive exhaust pipes.
Or use edge guard pads and never have to worry about
but
that.
Not even on an aluminum backing plate. I wouldn't trust an edge guard pad to stop the centrifugal force of an aluminum disc.
Just because it's just viciously
billet
tearing.
aluminum. Because for those wondering, I had a Kamikaze
Yes, that's the one
aluminum
I'm
backing
to.
plate on my
Thing was
21.
gnarly. How long did you use that for?
A couple of years.
And you were okay with it?
Yeah, it's about 6 years old now. I used it for a couple of years. I haven't picked up that polisher in about a year and a half.
Okay.
And then just recently, when I was working on that 58, I changed out the backing plate and put a 5-inch backing plate on it, and then put a wool pad on there and modified my 21 a bit and cut my little rubber gasket off.
Oh, yeah.
And was using that.
Was the Kamikaze plate gifted to you, or did you get that yourself?
Kamikaze plate was a gift from my
Okay.
friends at Esoteric.
I got it. All right.
Hans Closen talking about buying a car. I bought a car in a 2016 model with 290 horsepower. It's a Spanish Volkswagen called the Leon.
I know the Seat Leon.
Leon Cupra 290, and it's a station wagon. So all my product will fit when I go to TRCEU.
Heck
That's
yeah.
what we love about you, Hans. And then Joey Belinsky with the Leviticus Milwaukee gates. No, it's Leviticus Idaho gates.
Duncan, Idaho gates.
Duncan,
gates.
Idaho.
Duncan, Idaho gates.
Dunkin' Donuts, Idaho
Dunkin'
Gates.
Donuts, Idaho gates.
Oh, no, I skipped
Silverado.
it. My bad.
Oh.
I'll go back. Here we go.
Super Auto, when is Matt from OG coming in like a wrecking ball to TRC to demo those LED lights with a sledgehammer?
June.
We're looking about June. We're in contact with his
Not
team.
fully locked in yet, but
Yeah.
that's what it's looking like.
We've locked down the month of June.
Yeah, they're gonna start working with their dates. So, that'll be a month and a half away. Almost 2 months. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's not
I was
that far
hoping
away.
I was hoping to be in better fighting weight by the time he gets here.
You and we can start doing burpees.
I know I can't do anything right now.
His back is broken.
My back
Spinal.
Your back is broken.
It's broken.
It is a spinal
Spinal.
thing.
Yeah.
So, but we will have a lot of fun with Matt once he gets
Bill
here.
Pearson, howdy, fellas. Question about the new RWRs, bucket stability, say the leftovers in the Multi-Pro 12. So for the rapid rinseless wash, bucket stability, totally fine. And for, say, the leftovers in a Multi-Pro 12 should be fine. They're staying fine if they're sealed
Is it
up.
developing any kind of funk?
No,
or,
it didn't.
no?
I came back and we had left it in that bucket.
Nothing different from what you're
Thursday,
already
came
getting
back
out
in
of
on
the
Monday. I
rinseless.
dumped that bucket on Monday and didn't smell.
Okay.
It smelled like the product. Vasilis, in a pre-wash stage, using KCX AF in an IK foam sprayer, what would be the correct dilution ratio?
Anthony.
Actually,
Using some active foam in an
Yeah.
IK foam sprayer.
Which one is it?
Yeah, what size?
What
That's
size?
the question.
That's true. It could either be the 2 or it could be the 12.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to know.
Neil says, you guys should do live streams from Anthony's garage. Great idea.
Yeah, while he's working on it.
Ire first. There's the lads. What's going on, man?
Hey.
Rick Smith, I checked out the Egos at Lowe's, and my still is by far a lot lighter and easier to maneuver. Both are great, but the still is lighter and quieter. Just my opinion. Rick,
Interesting.
one thing that you need to know about me, I am running the highest powered CFM blower out of this entire team.
I don't know if that's
He's
true.
Running the Toro
Definitely running some
700.
It's-
It's connected to
well,
a...
Jimmy's got a
It's
725
connect,
whatever it
but
is.
I'm pushing...
Yeah.
765.
I'm pushing almost 850 CFM.
Because my ego's just like
And-
the 530 or 560.
And
I
close
think.
to 100 miles an hour of air.
Wow.
And so, but I'm pulling 110 volts. I got that bad boy
He's
plugged,
pulling
or
stumps,
It's
folks.
plugged into my house. It's
cord, yeah.
on a cord.
Yeah.
See, I'm free at the
So
cord.
I have one of the most powerful corded blowers on
That's
the market.
catch.
But no, I only use it for grass. So it's
Yeah.
all it needs to do. I don't dry my cars with it. Hans, what? Nope, not going to happen. Make the Q&A and do it in another room.
We
it's-
appreciate that you want
Thank
us
you,
to be
Hans.
on, but as we said earlier, there's a possibility that it goes 2 weeks, but more likely 1 week that we don't do the Q&A or the main show in here just because they're working on new computer stuff. So starting next week and possibly into the week after that, we may not be doing the show. So
Yeah.
this is your last chance
Who
to get
knows,
your
it may go
questions in
fast and they get it all done. You never
for
know.
a little while. Otherwise, I would say while you're waiting, get vocal, talk, comment in the Rag Company Facebook discussion group. That's where you can all hang out and share when we're in off hours, so to speak. All right. The Hilti exoskeleton, says Anna
Pretty excited. That
Longfield.
was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Too Fresh saying, what's up, TRC fam? What's going
Hey, hey.
on?
Mm-hmm.
Franco says, Mecha Levi now with Kung Fu grip. That's, I am,
That'd be pretty
if
rad.
somebody told me that I could do full on like mechanical implants to like make myself stronger, I totally would.
Would you really?
become
Yeah.
like a metahuman,
Yeah.
Like-
cyborg.
Like if they're like, hey Levi, we need to take your elbows out and we're gonna replace them with, or maybe we'll just take your arms off and we'll replace them.
which is
You'd
like
be
L
okay?
joints.
You're-
I would probably do that if the technology was well enough, just so I didn't have to worry about that stuff.
Okay.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily afraid of a mechanical universe someday in the future
The
where
Adeptus Mechanicus, as some would call it.
yeah, I'm not afraid of that. I'm open to it, but I mean, again, I'd like to be freakishly strong and
too.
or fast.
Right. Those are the only caveats that I would require.
Well, because you guys know I'm a Sagittarius, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm half man, half horse, right?
Yeah. Centaur, if you will.
I would happily be half man, half machine.
Right.
I just don't want a horse lower end.
So fun
Oh,
fact.
okay.
even if it was mechanical.
I'm reading the Warhammer 30K right now.
No, just look at that TikTok
You guys-
showed me
yeah.
yesterday.
You guys ready to get nerdy, Anthony? Here's something that you might enjoy. Reading Warhammer 30K, the Horus Heresy.
Okay.
I'm in the second book. In the first book, they talk about a people from
Yeah.
Earth that find that the centaur is the most powerful of all animals.
I would
right?
agree. Yeah.
They created carriers in which a normal human can sit inside,
Yeah.
bond with the exoskeleton of a horse,
Okay.
basically, and
Solving problems left and right.
They can connect with the machine part. So lower half is a machine horse,
This is
but then a
Pacific
human.
Rim, but with
100%.
This is
what it is.
You're literally just reading off Pacific Rim, but like a mechanical horse.
Pretty
version of
much.
that.
But these guys like perfect.
Sounds efficient.
Just saying that could be your future. You could do that.
So anyway,
Equestrian battle, go.
One more question here before we go to break. We got in the pre-wash stage. We still need to find out what's the size of the IK sprayer.
Yeah.
Right.
Vasilis, give us that information.
Please clarify.
Then Anna, coming in hot, says they Hilti showed them off at one of my sites here in the Seattle area.
It's pretty rad.
That's pretty cool.
I'd
Okay,
love
so
to be
they
able
showed
to
you guys them
play
at
with
your
one.
job site.
I would totally bring
Neat.
my own polisher to it and like show up. Let's hook this on here.
And then Ron here with a hello, which I think is a perfect time to briefly say, hold on. We've got a break coming up here. And don't worry, it's not a real break. We have wonderful things showing up on the screen while it's happening, but it gives us a chance to go grab a new drink or what have you for the next few minutes. So we'll be back right after these messages. Don't go too far.
Battery-powered foam sprayer. Pumping days are over.
Still using a poorly built shop chair? Aren't you tired of the discomfort and back pain? The days of awful chairs are over. Meet the Viper Chair, America's #1 rated shop chair. Made right here in the USA. The Viper Chair glides over any surface with large industrial-grade casters. Alleviate your lower back pain with a perfectly angled backrest and sit comfortably for hours with a thick, durable seat. The sturdy metal base provides stability and prevents tipping. Trusted by the best, Viper chairs are designed for every job, automotive, detailing, or anything else you love to do in the garage. So stop wasting your money buying cheap shop stools and get yourself a Viper chair. Handcrafted right here in America. Visit viperindustrial.com now and shop completely risk-free with our 105% money-back guarantee. Shop viperindustrial.com. That's VYPER industrial.com.
System 4000 means you get your work done faster and your pads last longer. System 4000 helps users maintain the box fresh performance and appearance of the pads like no other pad washer. Pure Flow technology, which is unique to this product, keeps your cleaning solution and dirty water separate inside the unit, meaning there's no cross-contamination. You're only ever cleaning the pads with clean solution, guaranteeing a fresh and ready pad every time. System 4000 is also environmentally friendly. You'll use less water with one of these than you would do in a sink, a washing machine, or with a jet wash. And it's time saving too. You can wash, dry, and carry on polishing with the same pad in a matter of seconds. And everyone knows that clean and fresh pads cut and polish faster.
hello, and welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday right here at the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. Welcome all. So, we're answering detailing questions. We occasionally get lost on some tangents, but there's a lot of good comments today. I'm happy to see some new faces in there. So, anything to add before we jump right back into it?
The people I was talking about in Warhammer 30K is the Interax civilization.
Okay.
Anthony. So
important information.
Yeah. Anyway,
horse people.
Yep. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. Again, like Dane said, we're going to be doing some updates to the studio. So the next couple weeks, our podcast and Q&A Thursday are going to be kind of hit and miss as we do those updates to the studio. So
Yes.
What are we doing exactly?
we're putting in a whole new supercomputer.
Yeah.
It's pretty much going to
go
be
along with the existing one.
It's going to be the new brainchild,
They will run parallel.
and it's going to have its own servitors. The servitors are going to be
what now?
Nick and Glenn.
Servitors?
That's their new. That is not only their new indenture.
The al dente.
But it is their going to be their life's work from here on out.
Holy
What will we
Is,
name this? Can we name it like the Jotunheim or whatever?
We could,
it is?
yeah, we could give it a name. I think that's a great
Jotunheim.
idea.
What?
Because it is going to need to be fed, and
it must be
Dane
fed.
is going. I'm sorry, Dane. It is going to be consuming the chickens from the rotisserie.
Okay, well...
It's weird. He was fired it up, and he's like, "This eats meat. It takes meat to run it." And I said, "What? That's not
Meat-powered
possible."
computer.
He goes, "Yeah, it takes it extracts the proteins, and then it creates computing power or
That's
something."
insane.
I thought,
I mean, in
wow.
a sense, a non-vegan human being who's
Then
really
it-
smart at
then it
math
started
and science
talking.
could also be a
It's also got a
meat-eating
screen,
computer.
and it showed how cool it stays. And then all of a sudden, for a split second, it turned into an eye and started looking around. And that kind of scared me.
Oh.
And when I
Mortal,
looked back
yeah.
at Nick, I said, "Did you see it turn into an eyeball?" And he goes, "The
Lord of the
screen?" And I
Rings
said, "No." And he goes, "Oh, well, right now it likes to watch all day
keeps
Anthony
watch.
videos." And the next thing I know, hot Honda content.
Whoa.
Washing of Hondas. And I was like, wow,
fun.
that's
They're
impressive.
training it.
I was still a little worried because the eyeball came back and then winked at me. And then it went back to all day Anthony content. But the screen's only like, it's like this big. And it was
big
just
enough to-
it's kind of wild.
On a
but-
different note, really quick before we jump into questions, I had a dentist appointment this morning, right? No cavities, but this is just a reminder to everybody listening.
Go get your teeth cleaned.
Go get your teeth cleaned. Go to your dentist. Make sure you're
I forgot
twice a year.
I had an appointment on Tuesday.
Yeah.
There you go.
And at 9:15, I remembered that I had an appointment at 9 o'clock.
Oops.
And I said, "Oh, crap." And so I called them, apologized for missing the appointment. And then they said, "Not a problem, Levi. We'll reschedule you.
Bam.
Next available's July 20th.
It's a little ways
24th.
out.
I said, "Oh, my gosh. You're telling me I'm going to have to live with my teeth cleaning since November
Yeah.
till July?" And they said,
goes.
"That's how it's going to go. Don't miss your
Possibly.
appointment." And I said, "Okay."
That's
Gee,
a pretty
that's
good
rough.
lesson learned.
Now, I will say though that they were appreciative of my tongue scraping that I've been doing.
cool.
Yeah.
So
Mine were as
obviously-
well when I did it back in November. They said, "Wow, that's the best." Who taught you that?
Yeah.
It's the best
Anthony.
oral hygiene money can buy. And
One
I
of the
said,
one of the
my
best things
friend
you do for
Anthony.
Care. So tongue scraping, please, by all means, if you're looking for a good tongue scraper, I mean, look at Oral-B has some pretty great options out there. There's some other great ones as well. Avoid the metal scrapers,
Yeah.
as
That's
the metal
overkill.
can actually damage your tongue.
The
right?
plastic ones are
So
just
the plastic ones that usually have like a rubberized edge on the end are fantastic. So be tongue scraping, and then also too, where my wisdom teeth would get pulled out, right? I have like a millimeter space back there.
You
However,
still have those?
a few. No, mine were taken out, but
Oh, okay.
where it didn't
They used to
heal-
be.
where it used to be. There's
I thought
like
you were
a
saying he was gonna
little-
get
few
them
millimeters
taken
of
out.
space.
Little
Like,
bit of
whoa.
little bit of gum tissue
Yeah.
back there.
They said,
Little
"Hey,"
ridge.
they said, "Hey, are you a water pick user?" And I said, "I'm not a water pick user, but I need to start doing some research on some."
But I could be.
And so they said to look into the handheld water picks that have the cartridge and everything all in one. So it's no longer a
Yeah,
big.
I've got that.
Yeah.
A big
I've
thing.
yet
You know
to
what?
use it, but I've got it.
You got one, Dane?
I got one at the same time I got the big like base one for Liz because she wanted to try. She really loves it.
So,
Like, yeah.
but you're not water picking often.
No. So I've got the
She's
like
picking,
all in
he's
one
not.
one. She's got the one that like plugs into the wall. I got the wireless
I would love
one.
to know your
Yeah.
review of yours.
So I'll try it. I haven't had
you
it that
haven't?
long,
Oh.
but I want to try it.
Nice. I'm impressed with that
So
one.
I will be
Yeah.
doing some research tonight
Yeah.
on some wireless water picks
Okay.
to find the best.
How do
thing
they
for
get the
my-
water in there? if it's wireless.
It's a container, so you fill it up.
Yeah. So they said do a 50-50 mix, 1-to-1 hydrogen
1-to-1.
peroxide and water.
Yeah.
Right.
I learned one thing that you definitely want to
Fill
follow.
it with whiskey.
Not exactly.
okay.
No, when you
Milk.
fill it up with water, do not fill it up with cold water. Fill it up with room temp or warmer water, because by the time it runs through the system and it's hitting you, it won't send like a brain freeze chill down your spine. So
What if I like that? What if I want that?
if you want to torture yourself, you're
plunge
more
my
than
mouth.
welcome to waterboard your tonsils,
plunge
but
my
that's
mouth.
not.
Also doubles as a bidet.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
So Brad Gates,
picking that up.
yeah, Brad Gates has always expunged a water pick or floss in general.
Yeah.
What he uses is Nature's Own water pick.
Oh dear.
Shower head.
What?
That's what my dad's always talking
what?
about. They go, "Wow, Brad, your teeth look great," and he's like, "That's because I opened my mouth under the shower head."
Shut up.
And I
Not
go,
do that.
I was literally, I
no.
kid you not, I was sitting there in a dentist appointment with him, and he will still to this day talk about the reason his teeth look so good is because he opens his mouth on the shower head and gets out water in there to spray and get all that out. And I go, I don't think it works like that. And his shower head isn't that powerful.
It's like super low.
Mine are
low
way
water
more
pressure.
pressurized and powerful than his.
Low pressure soft
don't do
water.
what it
Just
is
kind
do.
of like. Bleh.
But anyway, it's just a fun fact. Brad
Yeah.
Gates
So
loves a
we
shower
we are
head.
9 pages in
pressure
comments
washer.
behind,
If anybody has
just
any
an
water
FYI.
pick recommendations, please drop them down in the comments. Let me know if you're a wireless water pick user. I'm now in the market. But as always, we strive for superior oral health here at the Rag Company.
That's right.
And we hope that
And premium microfiber.
all of you do as well, because nobody likes bad breath. And stop using creamer and sugar in your coffee.
Yeah, but I
You're
love
just
creamer.
You're
Some
just,
people will not.
Dane and I love our zero sugar creamers,
just
man.
making it worse. It's building up
All right,
on
whatever.
your tongue,
I like my Irish cream brevet.
causing bacteria.
I like using the
Sick.
Italian sweet cream.
I drink coffee black just as much as I drink it with cream in there, but I'm
You know what I started
indiscriminate.
adding?
I like it. Just
Started
in
adding
general.
a scoop of Mexican hot chocolate into my coffee.
That's also
Delightful.
pure sugar.
You throw a little
Delightful.
Jay's
tahini in
Car
there?
Channel says, looking forward to getting Ant Dog's wheel brush. Picked up during the TRC sale. I hope you love it. Also picked up a number of the Coach air fresheners. They're missing one scent, though, and G. Davis knows. We all know that scent as well.
Okay.
Jeff C. says, I do love Milwaukee tools, but their polishers are not where it's at.
Agreed.
I had a 21 millimeter, but sold it to help fund a new HLR. The balance of them makes them feel even lighter than they actually are.
HLRs, you're right. Anna Longfield Rehab and Frostbite plus Octane line was my favorite.
Ooh, nice. Anna.
Franco,
Good
I
choices.
took a razor to the middle stitches in my TRC wheel mitt, and now it's perfect. Well, good for you, man.
Okay.
Nice.
EC saying a bond came in with the FOMO of the year. Can't buy it till my kids graduate from high school. I'm going to have to wait patiently.
You know what though? At least he brought it. That was
He
the thing
did
is
bring it.
people were gonna riot
Brought
if
the
he
reveal.
didn't say the magic words lid, and then he also had some other surprises.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
Two
Very
Fresh
nice.
Detail Studio saying I ordered the KCX Hydrofoam, and I'm wondering how would you do a wash clay seal process with it? Well, you'd wash, you would clay it, and then you would rinse it, and then you would spray it with the sealant. That's literally how it works. So I did that on my car this weekend. I really do like the SO03 Hydrofoam. Cannot wait to put it on my trailer. Anna Longfield saying I missed a lot of the week because of my work meetings, but I'm
happens.
slowly catching up.
Yep.
And then Frost says the mailman just delivered my order. Appreciate you guys. You're welcome, man.
Nice.
Enjoy it.
Nice.
David Boyce, Anthony, your thoughts? Convince Detail Factory to develop a folding detail card in colors like their brushes. Imagine a teal colored or Spider-Man blue. Woo.
I think that if anybody could make something like that, it could be them. They are masters of plastics.
Yeah.
Straight up. The Detail Factory guys,
Could.
Brian and all of them are just, they're super talented. So I don't know what other accessories they'll trail into, like carts and whatnot. But I will say that currently their brushes are awesome, and you really do have to see the Octane line. You have to put it in your hands to know how bright and colorful they are. They're super cool.
The
man.
camera, while it does a good job of showing like the quality of the brush, I have to say on camera those look like Spider-Man colors on the pink and blue, but in person it's very pink and very blue. It's less of the Spider-Man effect. But there's something about it. It was a tough one for the colors in the camera to decipher.
Rick Smith with I ordered Frostbite, so I hope it's one of my favorites. Well, good luck, man.
Oh, I think I like it.
And then everybody saying what up.
We're on to page.
And then Too Fresh saying, I can't wait to use Rapid Rinseless. I'm in Arizona, so Rinseless is the best. I think you'll love it. That dilution chart, saved by Grace.
That was an
VC.
unexpected huge plus.
Yep.
People were very excited about
Spencer
that.
says, I think I have the first broken HLR 21 cordless loops that I dropped from 8-foot tires. Still works, but the trigger popped out.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Well, I mean, if the trigger popped out, it could probably pop back in, right?
Yeah. Carson says, hey, guys, thanks for the recommendation on some new Brooks. Also, that 25% was dangerous. I picked up a lot of new stuff. I know,
nice,
man.
Carson.
Ire first says, I can't get a decent wash sponge over here. Contact the rag company .eu.
The USS is not...
Well, the USS is on its way over there.
I was going to say, if he's in Ireland, shouldn't he contact John over at...
He can contact Patrick. It depends on what part of Ireland he's in.
I mean, I know it makes a difference when it comes to Ireland.
And then
you got options.
Rick says, EC, everything I'm seeing has been good. Spencer, so on a brand new car, what are you doing for protection on the leather? Spencer Mation. Diamond leather or Color Lock's top coat.
Or just their sealant.
Those are the two coatings you can put on. Yeah. Other than that, just a sealant. Color Lock sealant.
I really like the Color Lock sealant.
Yeah, any of the the PNS leather treatment's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Leather Star from Coach Chemi, great product for leather. Any of those. The key is to remember, Spencer, that your leather on your car is kind of like the clear coat on your paint. So you're either going to want to coat it or you're going to want to put a sealant on it. The Color Lock sealant and Leather Star are very similar in the sense that they are acting almost like a sealant on your paint, in that they are trying to change the surface tension of the leather so that you glide more over the surface as you get in and out. It's also putting a protection barrier so that it cleans up easier. And that way it moves. Now, Diamond Leather and Top Coat, or Top Life is the coating, Top Life. Both of those are permeable coatings, so they still allow the leather to breathe and will still allow you to use a conditioner or sealant with the leather itself, even if it is coated. Because even if it's coated, it doesn't mean it doesn't need nourishment. It still needs nourishment.
Still got to breathe.
Yeah, it's skin. So, Anna, looks like I need to watch the IK section.
You absolutely
definitely.
do. There was a lot of stuff
And EC
there.
says, were you sad to leave Michoacan? And then Frank and Carson Black, I ordered limited edition St. Patty's Day green plaid Brooks. No regrets. Good work, Franco.
Nice.
Spencer,
Nice.
sorry, last one for now. I have a wholesale count, and I don't see the IK HC sprayers on there. Is it discontinued, or they might just be out of stock, Spencer? I don't know.
No, we don't have the
we
HC
don't have them anymore.
sprayers.
Yes.
We never stocked the HC.
Oh, we never
1.5.
stocked
Oh, right. Yeah, the
HCs.
HC. Okay.
The HC 1.5s, you never stocked them with the blue sprayer.
I wonder if he's thinking of the HCs for the IK.
The gray ones.
The gray.
Or
We
the
had
triggers?
the
TR
gray ones for
HC.
a time.
Yeah.
We used to. We might be out of stock, but I mean, I know that some people were been referring to that 1.5 of the blue lid.
Yeah.
Generally, the take rate on the black versus the gray was pretty substantially in the black side's favor, though. The gray didn't really move as much.
Mike saying, damn, TRC is just too good. I got a shipping notification for my order containing KCX Rapid Rinseless Wash.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Our team has been blowing the doors off of trying to get shipped with literally they got hit hard.
Well, we
you
mentioned
guys
on the main
blew out
show.
TRCMA with orders, so much so that it exceeded our Black Friday.
Which is nuts, because
Which
Black
we
Friday is
planned
like
for,
our biggest thing
right?
of the year, usually.
We planned for that. This, we were like, hey, TRCMA, here we go, thinking we had enough,
We're
and
not
we did
prepared.
not. So our team has put out so many orders that we've been really impressed, and they've just been absolutely killing it. So
Nuts.
Make sure, those of you guys that are still ordering or planning to order, make sure, or just even send a little info at the rag company and just give a shout out to the shipping crew so that they get to see it. And Aaron and Lucas will make sure they get notified, because they are absolute rock stars. So
Yeah.
Iyer says, Spencer, I'm kind of an amateur. You skipped one.
Oh,
Dane.
whoops.
But I use Seal and Shine on my leather, and it's been brilliant. There you go. Carson, Franco, I just picked up the Ghost Maxes and love them. Good job, Carson.
Good pick,
And then
Carson.
Jeff C., how long does the protection on Rapid Rinseless last on a coated vehicle? Pretty much till the next time you wash it, Jeff. It's not a lot of protection. It's just it just changes the surface tension of the water.
Yeah.
Rick Smith, I'm going to get out of the way. When are we getting the Easy Style Ultra Wheel Brush? Rick, we can't tell you that. Thanks for trying.
There's
I'm
always
sorry.
things in the works, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's going to be immediate.
Yeah. Then Franco saying Carson Black Ghosts are my fave, but not a fan of the Revel at all, though. Yeah, we're not fans of the Revel. Go with the Ghosts or Ghost Maxes or Glycerins.
The Ghosts are the comfy king.
And Adrenalines are also nice.
Adrenalines are good. Glycerins are super comfy too.
Too fresh detail. Dane, I am that way on camera. I can speak in front of hundreds of people, but a camera goes on and I can't speak. Lol. Yeah, that's how
what
it
do
goes.
you think that is? That just the impact? Is it the mystery of like I don't know how many people are watching what's on the other side of that camera and it spooks you, or is it just because there's a lens and not a person you're engaging with, you can't get a sense of like the mood on the other side of the screen?
Chris M, the presenter speaking skills does not reflect the quality of the product. I'm buying a product and not a presentation. That's
There
correct.
you go, Chris.
And then Neil saying, EC, I bet the bathrooms at Boosie's misses you. Bucky's. Howie, hey guys, thanks for the effort you and your team put into the TRCMA. I actually watched it every day from start to finish. It was both fun and informative.
Hey,
Thank you, Howie. We
that's
appreciate
awesome.
that.
Thank you.
We love seeing that.
Let me make sure I'm on the right page. Here we go.
And then Frost with just a period. And then Who Shall Remain Nameless. Shout out to the California Detail Products Police rating JB for G-Technic panel prep. There you go. And then they're going to take all my panel preps as tar removers.
Anthony.
Then Franco, Brisk tea is actually pretty good. I'm from Texas, and we drink that tea so sweet it could be syrup.
All
Ooh,
right.
tea-infused syrup for pancakes.
More brisk love.
Hey, Umberto finally showed up. What's up,
Hey, showed
Umberto?
up.
Franco, I've been on a no drinking calories kick lately, and life has been weird. Feeling better and losing a bit of weight. Nice.
That's good.
Enjoy
That's
it,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Mary, hello, everyone. Is it mean, or does Dane look like the guy from the Haribo commercial?
I've not seen the Haribo
I have not seen it either,
commercial
Mary.
in
It's
question,
impressive.
so I'm just going to
we-
assume that's not a good thing.
Dane, we don't know that. It could
I can assume.
I love Haribo.
I do love Haribos from time to time on a trip, but I don't eat them on my regular life.
AC Details says, the Rag Company podcast, will you all ever come up with a different color rip and rag? By the way, I have both, and they're great towels for coatings. If demand is there for it, I would say never, but right now we're pretty content with the gray and blue.
Because there's such a volume type of towel, it really has to make an impact for us to introduce new colors on that front, just because if you did, you would probably have to carry a lot of that color.
Yeah, which is also, there's a reason that 30 count towels come in a lot of different colors. Like you can go to Walmart and get a few different colors of, low quality tearaway microfiber. And the same reason Ian is doing a lot of the 30 count rolls. He's got a few different colors, but nobody's doing an 80 count. No one's doing a 70-30, and no one's doing a box like us.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm wondering if maybe
there is a little more stuff that we have to put in. But you're right. Anthony said there's demand. Franco.
I was going
Dane.
to say, if the appeal is there, I could see somebody color coding their shop with those.
Yeah, Franco, water, lol. Strictly water for the last 6 days. Get it. Alberto says, I'm finally here. Just finished a global meeting. When I entered here, Levi was just reading your remark from Ricky. And people saying hello.
There we go.
Then Anna says, that's very Macintosh. I plan to do my first ever. We're 51 minutes behind.
Yes.
I'm going to blast through
I'm
some
still
of these days.
6 pages, man.
I plan to do my first ever tempo paint correction on my white 2020 STI with light swirls, and I know Subarus have softer paint. What pads and compound polish would you recommend for a one-step? If you're just doing a one-step, then I'm not recommending any pads or any compounds other than, honestly, if it's just you want to polish it and you want some protection, Uno Advanced and either the yellow wool, the yellow foam, or the blue wool.
And call it a day.
And you're only going to use one product and one pad, and that's it. So find out which works best for you.
Yeah.
Buff and Shine also big. The yellow foam from Buff and Shine's a great option.
That's
as
a good
well.
one too.
Yeah.
Jay's Car Channel, I have a ton of really nice microfiber wash pads. Never see folks use those for rinseless. Any reason why? Wouldn't they be good for it, or are towels and sponges better?
They hold too much liquid oftentimes, so when you go to pull out a wash pad out of rinseless, you're pulling most of your product that you're using to clean the
Your
car.
bucket could potentially be empty after just a few panels.
With soaps, you can usually wring it out and you just provide that outside sudsy lubrication, but when you're pulling all that rinseless out, you're losing a lot of that product that you want to keep. So That's a big reason why. It's not that they're not. There's
You
nothing
can do
wrong
it.
with them.
You can use it.
totally can.
Sure.
I use the chenille microfiber wash mitts for rinseless often because they don't hold on to as much liquid, and I like the way that the knobs work on those. But yeah, you can totally use a microfiber. It's fine. Just wring it out a little bit. Hans Closen says, Tony, would you be shocked how many dents I see sometimes?
Tony would be shocked by how many dents I sometimes see on brand new cars.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't read that.
It's okay. I'm filling in the blanks in my head.
I would have been shocked,
powering.
Hans. Yes, I would be shocked.
Hold on. We are... Ooh, wait a second. That was that one. Okay, we are from page 5 to 4. So actually, we can go through these normally at this time period now.
So Kevin, last week I tried Solution Finish. Holy cow, that stuff is killer. Wipe off like Chris said in TRCMA, and the finish is perfect. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, dude. I love that stuff. And then Anna says PNS or Koch.
I think she's saying like what she would use in her garage shop.
And then Iris says PNS and Koch are sort of all I use, though I'm not a pro. Just know what works and what I like. There you go, Iris.
Can't go wrong.
And JN, I meant as far as what you use on your personal vehicles, followed by...
We did answer that one.
Normally...
We answered that
But normally
one.
working for a long time. Hans, would I strain to ask to lick a bottle so I can extract some DNA to make my own Levi, Anthony, and Dane?
That's
Yes. Hans,
you
can do
always
that.
manage to take it too far.
No,
I
I think he took it to the perfect level, Hans.
It's perfect, Hans.
The
Good
man
job.
with a dragon tattoo.
Yeah,
I hope
man.
the man with the dragon tattoo would eventually come up with the technology to duplicate us, replicate us.
A proper human
great.
clone.
I don't want to go to Waxstock and like a couple of years and see another version of me running around.
Well, if you don't go there for a long enough time, they may just replace you with a clone. So
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
telling
be
you,
pretty
you
good.
guys need to see that Infinity Pool movie. You have to. It's not that scary, but it's
Infinity
just.
Pool?
It's called Infinity Pool.
I'm familiar with it.
It's a. The best way to describe it is it's not really suspenseful, but it's uncomfortable, right? But like, there's some funny moments in it, and there's also. It's just. I haven't seen a movie like that. It's just a strange movie. Worth watching.
All right.
Worth watching though.
$10
Hey!
from Ron Ayote.
Super chat from Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you much.
Appreciate it,
Yacht.
Ron. Thanks, man.
Yes.
And then Pedro, talking about new products, let's not forget the excitement on Levi's face when he finally got his hands on that new cordless ropes. I was so excited. You guys have no idea. You don't understand. I was
It was
very
finally
excited.
your
It was
moment.
finally there. Damon Anthony is the pump master. Holy cow, the IK compressor is epic and cannot wait for their new
Way to
ones
go,
available
Pump
to-
Master.
Pump Master Fisher.
I think we're all gonna love when the new ones come out.
Yeah.
USB charging. I mean, it's just super efficient. It makes foaming now more fun in the foaming sprayers. This is where I would have wanted to have been like 3 years ago, right? But just the technology wasn't there, and so now that we're here, it's super cool. So I think that many of you are going to love it. I don't know what the price point's going to be, and that's the one thing that's still up in the air, right? Is it going to be $100 a sprayer, $150 a sprayer, $80 a sprayer?
At this point,
they brought us.
we don't have an answer.
They brought us. Those were 3D printed prototypes that they brought for us to show at the show. They look like the real deal, but
On
what was
camera, they
funny
certainly
is
look
he was like, "Yeah, this is 3D print prototypes, and it just happens to work, which is great because we wanted to be able to show you guys this." And I go, "Is this 3D print capable of holding 50
much
psi?
pressure.
50 psi?"
So the thing is, I think the bottle itself was still the same quality material that they use in all their other bottles, but the 3D printed part was going to be maybe the lid.
No, the
base.
head.
The head.
No,
Okay.
the head was the original, right? What was 3D printed was the actual cartridge, whereas the container.
The vessel.
And that's where I was like, well, hopefully this is safe. And it was. So that was cool.
Probably only for so many uses, right? And then
There you go.
time to
Yeah.
retire.
Anna
it.
says, I need to try Stiarna Gloss. Aaron Bauer, yes, you do. Aaron saying TRCMA 24 was great. Already excited for 2025.
Good.
EC says South Korea Fireball.
Yes.
And then Kevin Anthony, I don't want to alarm you, but have you checked if your lower back pain is not from a hernia? You reminded me of a friend that started with this type of back pain like you. Yeah, I had a hernia.
I don't think it's a hernia. I do think there's a disc that may have bulged or slipped or something like that, that I just kind of put off for too long. So anyways, I'm working it out, and yeah, I think I will get better here shortly and be back to
Work in progress.
Work in progress, yeah.
And I are saying, as a novice, I bought the DeWalt cordless DA. I think it's very good. Nice.
All right.
Jay, and thanks for the honesty. I'll be checking out some products soon and what I have to like. You all have a great rest of your day. Time for me to go back to work.
All right. Well, best of luck to you.
Thanks, man. And then
let's see, page 5. No, 4.
No,
where we were.
3.
So we're on 3. Okay.
Solo is a quality brand. I have a Solo FB foamer and a 2-gallon pump foamer.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. And then Hunter, wishing he was back in Boise, saying, "What is up, my dudes? Hope your Thursday's going great. Take me back to Boise."
See, isn't it great?
Hunter, we loved having you here. It was
we
a ton
did
of
love
fun.
having you here.
And he got to experience all 4 seasons.
Yeah, he really did,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
You got a super sunny day that basically hit almost 70, and then everything else was snow or storm or everything in between.
Yeah. Joey saying, "Eddie, time for an
sorry.
aluminum vacuum plate to keep that life spicy in Pocatello."
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a party right there.
Not Pocatello itself is not a party,
No.
but trying to keep things spicy in Pocatello can be a party.
Yeah. Says, "I'm out here looking to see if my detailing insurance covers stupid." Yeah. No, it's reckless. It's like so
boy.
reckless to throw a billet aluminum cover on your tool.
Nice.
David Boyce, I'm stuck in the rabbit hole of gloss.
A bunch of back and forth here.
Talking about detail kegs.
Kegs.
In up there. All right, Bruce's Garage. In your brief testing, what makes Frostbite different from other soaps, such as Active Foam? I just got it, and I'll be testing. It's not quite as strong as Active Foam, but it's got a little different chemistry in it and different level of surfactants to clean the surface. So it is more of an actually developed snow foam. More along the lines of like Stjarnaglass's Snow.
Yeah, I would probably say it's more comparable to snow. It's got good cleaning power on its own, but it's more aligned with what a pre-foam
Like those
should
UK
be.
style snow foams are.
It's I don't think it's going to change anybody's lives. Honestly, I think
it's not gonna. If it's a dirty car and you foam it, it's not gonna clean all the dirt off. But what
I
it's
think
gonna do
still
is
not going to do everything.
break
for you.
a lot of
yeah,
that dirt
I don't want
off.
to overhype it. I think it's a great product. I think that many people are going to love using it, especially people who need to dislodge a lot of, dirt and grime and want the foam to do the work. It's going to create better foam than that of PNS Pearl will, for sure. Creates better foam than Radiance, that's for sure. I would say that the foam capabilities would be that of like Wide Open from their off-road line, but with just slightly more cleaning power, slightly.
Okay.
So Neil White says, "Dang, this live is all over the map. Exoskeletons, centaurs, and detailing."
That's what you
Where
get,
else-
man.
where-
You're
where-
not new here. You
where
know how
else
this
could
works.
you get all of this?
Yeah.
Where else could you get all
always
of this?
crazy.
It's amazing.
And then our fellow colleague Owen Samuels, from one doctor to another. Happy Thursday from Atlanta. Thanks to Anthony for the incredibly entertaining clandestine rinseless Mormon wash.
That's how it's done.
I think that was it's a wash that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samuels. Or thank you, Dr. Samuels, I should say. Next
page
question
2.
here, 2. Moving
Brett
on.
G. Levi, I was about to correct you on the 40K until you said Horus Heresy. Well played. The hot mini wargaming talk I needed on a Thursday. See? From one Gates to another.
There you go.
Is he play Warhammer?
I assume so.
I assume there are a lot of like
Brett,
undercover
you
secret
seem like somebody that would
40K
play
players out
Warhammer,
there.
and I mean that in the nicest way. Yeah, I don't know how else to say that. David Boyce says, Anthony, I'm a Sagittarius also, half man, half moose. Okay.
Dang, all right.
Little bit of a different, take there, right? I was going for more of the horse stuff, and he went moose. That's okay.
Strong.
Joey Belinsky says, I love new commercials this time
That's
of
right.
year.
We had new ads playing during the break, so that makes it fun. All
Silly's
right.
saying it's the 12.
Finally.
How'd I
an
get that
answer.
active foam dilution in the 12?
Yes.
So, on active foam, Vasilis, here's what you do. You look at the back of the bottle. It'll tell you exactly how much soap to put in per 1,000 milliliters. So, if it's 200 milliliters or 100 milliliters to 1,000 milliliters, and that's basically 1 to 10. So, you're going to find out the actual amount of liquid you're going to be putting in that 12, and you're going to do a conversion of a 1 to 10 dilution. So, if it's a liter and it's 10,000 milliliters, then you're going to need to put
I spaced out with
1,000
what you were just talking
milliliters
about.
of soap into that vessel. Does that make sense? It's kind of crazy, but that's what you're going to have to do.
You you tell me 10 to 1. Don't go 10 to 1.
I'm just saying if it's 1 to 10, so it's 100 milliliters to 1,000 milliliters, and then it's an actual liter, which would be 10,000 milliliters would be a liter. Then he would need to add 1,000 milliliters of soap.
I'm very confused.
That's all I'm saying. So it's
realistically,
it's a simple conversion rate that you can
I
read on the back of the bottle.
I would probably put, I'd probably put like 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces in there, and I'd fill it up to like the halfway point, and I would just send it.
There you go.
It just with soaps on like a Foam Pro 12 or something. Keep in mind, it's a much thicker product. Right? You're getting a lot more.
It's better to underdo it than overdo.
It's better. It's always better to underdo it.
You can always go less. And then increase if you don't like the foam.
34 to 1 was always kind of the trick back in the day, right? Because that was based off of the 1.5 that they had. And I was like, okay, I do 1 ounce in this little foamer to 34 ounces of water. I always did okay. Did pretty good. But now with a Foam Pro 2 or with a 12, I don't know. You could go. I'm thinking, did he say it was active foam, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was specifically? Yeah, like 2 ounces would probably be pretty good. It would do what you needed it to do. You could go up to 4 ounces, 5 ounces if you want to.
Sure.
But, I mean, you're just wanting to get a base level of clean. And if the foam becomes too thick or too shaving cream-like, then it's not going to be very active, is it? If it's just, if it's not
so do like
shooting
Anthony.
out of the wand wide,
So we're
right?
probably starting with about 400 to 500 milliliters of soap in this vessel. Halfway filled with water.
Milliliters, we're talking ounces.
I was talking milliliters.
All
You
over
jumped
the
into
map with
ounces,
this
but
one.
I'm trying to help him. So, do like Anthony did. Less soap. Pressurize it. Half amount of water. Like fill the water halfway, and then try it. If it's not foamy enough, open it back up. Depressurize it. Pour some more soap in. Shake it up. Go again. And kind of get your bearings that way. So, like Anthony said, everything he said. Frost, ain't nothing wrong with a Sagittarius.
Nope.
And, I'm feeling underrepresented as a Taurus.
I'm going to miss Anthony's professional stroking of IK sprayers when that new E-models are released to the masses in a year. Says our friend Taurus.
It'll feel good not to pump anymore. But however, it's pretty cool that they left that as a function still on there for people who forgot to charge their battery, or maybe they're mobile. They forgot to,
Well, it's the ultimate redundancy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's like a
covers you.
crank-powered flashlight or something.
Well, it's a moped is what it is, right? A moped, half bicycle, half motorcycle, right? When you run out of gas, you can still pedal the damn thing, right?
Perfect.
You know, I had a moped when I was young.
They did, nice.
Dude, it was so sick. I love the moped. I also had my motorized
fun to
scooter
ride,
was my
just-
favorite.
Like
you
you're
don't wanna be
concerned with how
seen.
you appear when you ride a two-wheeled
but that's
object.
changed, though,
You
Dane,
feel a
because-
little weird riding a moped if you're that
No.
concerned about self-image.
But like electric bicycles are the coolest thing ever now, right?
Oh, I love my e-bike.
I mean, so a moped
but
is
the for some reason there's something about the moped versus an e-bike. It just looks like a normal bike with like kind of a fat, part of the frame somewhere where the battery is. With a moped, it's clearly not a motorcycle.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's clearly not a bike. It's just this kind of like, you just kind of sit like this. You got a little space for it back. I think the Ruckus gets a pass in my book.
Yeah,
Well, Dane, you have some mopeds.
Do I now?
No, he has
Yeah, your
bicycles.
electric bikes are basically a motor with a pedal. Pedal.
Sure, but that's
Same thing.
not-
It's an electric bike.
We're talking
There
like
we
a
go.
Vespa.
Moving
here.
on here.
No, that's a
So, Frank
Dane's got to go back.
says,
Oh,
I'm going to
shoot.
miss Anthony's professional stroking.
That's
there we
already
go.
done.
I've already covered that.
Oh man, where we go?
All right. Go ahead now.
Humberto
Yep,
saying
you're right.
hi.
You can go back up.
No, 2.
All right.
Joey
I
Bolesky.
always pump like Anthony in hopes I'll end up in shape like him when I grow up. Mm-hmm. And then Kevin says, the first time I tried the handle on my IK, it broke. It was bad casting. Second time, I almost passed out, and I'm really good at pumping things.
Well,
And then Masters of the Shine. What's up, everyone? Hope you've all had a great week so far.
Hope you have,
Everybody
too.
saying, what up? Owen, Dr. Samuel saying,
Yes.
quick question. What, if any, are meaningful differences in rinseless washes? Optimum versus O&R.
Optimum is O&R?
The Optimum is O&R. And can you concentrate a rinseless to 128 to make a waterless wash and be equivalent of safety? Pretty much. You could.
So maybe he's talking
not
about difference in
exact,
rinseless washes, Optimum versus ONR.
So OptiCoat's rinseless.
Maybe he means absolute versus ONR.
I don't know. Dr. Samuels, here's the thing. Optimum is the parent company of OptiCoat and Optimum No Rinse, which is
ONR
O-N-R.
stands for Optimum No Rinse.
So between the OptiCoat yellow no rinse and the blue Optimum no rinse, which is standard ONR, the difference is that the yellow has a ceramic infused into it and a different scent.
It wasn't really talked about a whole lot back in the day, but I mean, it's got a little bit of ceramic in it, but it's also
A lot slicker.
I believe there's some wax in it as well, and I also think that
It's more akin to a boosted version of the green ONR that people may have
from
been
what
familiar
we
with.
gathered, we actually talked to Dr. G a couple weeks ago, and he actually said that he was going to do another improvement to the yellow ONR. There was going to be another version he was going to create where he was going to, I don't know if this is a secret or not, but he was going to attempt to get more UV inhibitors into that version.
Yeah,
so
that's his game plan for sure.
Anyway, but yeah, you can dilute to 128 to be a waterless wash, sure, but you could also just use it at 256 to 1 still and still have an effective waterless wash.
Yeah, I've done a lot of waterless washing with just 256 to 1 and a sprayer. Spray a dusty car, like my dad's got a bunch of old cars. They're just sitting in his garage. They're not being driven a lot. I've just misted them and wiped them down.
The semantics argument in me says if you're doing a dilution, it is inherently not waterless, though. That's what I get at, because there's water in it. Diluting.
What he's talking, but
because
Dane,
people get
if you're
confused
only
with
using
waterless versus rinseless, and I just want to be clear for the audience who's not familiar with the semantics.
So let's put it in a bottle,
because it's very confusing for people.
Because realistically, it's whatever's in the bottle.
Yes, if it's a waterless solution, that means you're not adding water; it's already in the bottle. So the way you used it is correct in the way it makes sense if you're just using it out of the bottle.
Correct.
But the fact is, at some point, you took a rinseless and you had to mix it that way to create your waterless solution. Mm-hmm. But by way of semantics, it has
waterless
water in
is
it.
usually ready to use. Most of the time, it's ready to use.
That's the point.
And the times that you do have to, it is a concentrate and you have to mix it. Usually, it's like OptiClean, for example, is like 3 to 1 dilution is what it was. But OptiClean felt different than ONR. It felt more concentrated, but it also wasn't streaky. It provided a really nice finish. And that was more of a dedicated waterless. And there's other dedicated waterless out there, but there is a difference between waterless and rinseless. I think a lot of people get those confused and think they're the same thing.
Look no further than the comments on the E36M3 wash video, where there are people who are just like totally conflating the two when they're not the same thing. So they think that somehow rinseless is more dangerous to a car than using soap or something. They go, I don't trust waterless. It's like, well, this isn't waterless. When using rinseless, you're really doing the same thing you would do with soap. The difference is the chemical you're using in there is not soap. It is a rinseless wash that you mix in with water. And arguably, I have to say it a million times at this point, I think it's safer than soap. Mm-hmm. Even though people online will continue to say otherwise because they don't see foam, therefore they think that, oh my God, you're scratching the car. No, you're more likely to do it with soap than you are with rinseless.
I've had less damage, just in general, or less things go wrong with rinseless in my time than I ever had with soap, right?
100%.
Because there's no such thing as rinseless staining, but there's absolutely such thing as soap staining, right? Mm-hmm. There's all sorts of different things that soap can cause, but it is what it is. Moving on here, we have Aaron Bauer.
Well, he's asking the question of the to the professional, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, Levi, does this process good for new wheels? Well, now, in my capacity as a Mamba Wheels ambassador, have Tire Shop mount tire to wheel, bring back to my house to clean the ceramic coat new wheels, and wait a few days, then bring back to the tire shop to mount the wheels to the car. Aaron, that is correct. It's a good way to do it. Yeah. My fellow colleague, Anthony Fisher, does that a number of times. However, what he does is he has them mount the tires to his wheel, then he takes it home, he mounts them himself.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't trust them. He trusts them to put the tire on. He doesn't trust them to put the wheel on.
No, I don't.
He thinks they're going to like overdrive the lug, scratch the face, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that they will. They will, Dane.
Will.
That's That's not even.
How does your friend at the tire shop feel about that?
Greg is a saint.
Do you tell Greg that you don't
Greg,
trust him?
Because I thought Greg was a wonderful guy.
I don't trust your process, Greg.
Yeah.
I trust
Trust
Greg.
you to stick stuff on.
No,
Yeah.
Greg is somebody who knows how meticulous I am. But the thing is when you have other kids and stuff like that working at these tire shops, dude, they'll go and pull a wheel off. They'll throw it off to the side. They'll throw the lugs into the the area where the lug recesses are, and they'll set them in there because they don't want to lose them. Which is, I understand that, right?
Yeah.
But everything's getting dinged up, right? And then I see them with their gun, which I know has a socket protector on it, but sometimes they'll miss. And they'll just jam it into the space
You can
of the
hear
wheel.
the metal on metal contact.
Well, no, it's like plastic on metal, but I'm still like, oh no, right? So I do that. Yeah, I do the second part myself, where I bring it home. I purify myself, obviously, with hand sanitizer.
Well, most people don't realize is you shower and shave, then
It's
come
incredible,
out.
honestly.
What's fun is you have those white suits that you get at Home Depot. The Tyvek suit. Yeah.
Why did the viewership jump up like 6 people as soon as you started talking about that?
But you don't have any clothes on underneath. You've just lotioned your body, zipped yourself up in that Tyvek suit, put gloves on, and then you also have the head, like the cover over your head, the hood, which I don't understand. But you said it's so hairs don't get into the wheel.
He goes like full
You don't
Breaking
want it
Bad.
to get on the lug, and so then you get those on, and it's very gentle, very safe. He slowly attaches he makes sure that the lug nut is hand tight first.
You look like you're ready for
fully
somebody to
hand-tight.
tell you, "Hey, it's time to cook."
When you're putting your
But when you're running with Hondas and they all have 4 lugs, it's
yeah.
only 20 lugs, or 16 lugs nuts
when
we're
you're
talking
putting
about.
your wheels on, right when you have fresh tires and a fresh set of wheels, it's like a religious moment.
It's a transitional
right?
moment for many people.
You sit there, you're trying to line up the lugs, you kind of shimmy the wheel and tire on there, and then it's right when you start rotating that first lug nut, right? And you go, stand back, and you look, and you go, amazing, right? Get all the other ones on there, and get the car on the ground. It's something that you can light a candle for, 100%.
I like that.
Joey Belinsky.
Bam.
Water pick equals mouth bidet. You're not wrong, Joey, and I'm looking for a great water pick.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Super Auto, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was. Better, stronger, faster. That's right.
Yes.
Water pick foam cannon, says Ulysses.
What would
There
it
you go.
be
Nice.
foaming, I wonder?
Yeah. And Super Auto, I use the Purple Equate brand alcohol-free mouthwash in my rechargeable water pick, and I love it.
See, there you go.
Mouthwash.
Got
in
a
there.
lot of feedback.
Nice
That's
little
great.
hacks we got going.
No, I love that. They
Yeah.
said hydrogen peroxide at the dentist. They said a 50-50 mix hydrogen peroxide water. They said do not use, by any circumstance, pure hydrogen peroxide.
Obviously.
My grandfather
no.
used to wash his mouth out with pure hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, really? Yeah, they said
Yeah.
don't use
Lived
pure.
a long life of 64.
Where other people say, "I'm at the halfway point," and he's like, "I'm done."
David Boyce, I use my pressurized detail kegs at 150 psi to irrigate my teeth. That's smart. I like that, David.
Okay, I don't
Use-
think
use the
anybody's
tools
living
you
to
got.
128, but you get it.
Reach the halfway point.
I know when I said that, I was like, it sounds good, and then I realized the math
Dane,
doesn't
how long
math.
are these people living in your life?
This math ain't mathing.
Halfway point.
Oh my God, there's so many still. What the?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let me make sure I got it all.
Yep, you did.
David
Next
Boyce. So
page.
it is. We're on page 2. We still got a whole page
All right.
after that.
Oral health care is like detailing your mouth. It's awesome. That's right, Howie.
Bam.
Then Kevin, I bought a no-name cordless water pick from Amazon years ago, and it's done a great job. Well, that's good to know.
Excellent.
And then Dr. Owen says, one last comment from Atlanta. RE the importance of hygiene. Best and easiest way to prevent a heart attack and stroke is compulsive oral hygiene. Your mouth is the route to lots of inflammation. Good to know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's
Good
100%
to know, yeah.
true. And that's why we preach good oral hygiene,
That's right. Keep
We're
your
going
car
on
clean.
trips.
Keep your mouth clean.
Car clean, mouth
Ready to
clean.
rock.
Like you guys see, I got floss picks all over my desk, right?
Yeah, the problem is you don't throw them away after
No.
you use them. It
They
smells.
should go in the garbage can. Instead, they just wind
Yeah.
up all over the. It's disgusting.
Like that's
For a guy who's
actual
so
hunks
obsessed
of
with
meat on
cleaning,
there.
he just kind of leaves it all over the
Gross,
place. It's
man.
absolutely
Not true.
vile.
It's not true, but
Just disgusting.
I love floss picks. I think that they're awesome. I think everybody needs to always have those on them. But yeah, the water pick. I'm looking forward to doing some shopping,
I think you're
doing
going to
some
enjoy
perusing, and keep my mouth feeling clean and fresh. It's gonna be good, and
Yeah.
preventing heart attacks, which is awesome.
it. Also
There you go.
important.
Super Auto says I got a tongue scraper and tried it a few times and don't really get it. What? Maybe it's because I've always brushed my tongue after brushing my teeth. So, Subaru,
Maybe.
a tongue scraper, right?
It's
Okay.
more aggressive than that, though.
What you're gonna do, right? Relax.
Here we go.
You need to relax your body, right?
Oh, dear.
Relax your body, relax your gag reflex, right? And from there, you don't grab your tongue. Some people grab their tongue. Don't do that.
Okay,
right?
that's a little aggressive.
No, seriously, some people grab their tip.
Probably
of
the
their
same
tongue.
people who buy a metal tongue scraper.
And you're just gonna open up and make that just the sound, right? You know, like your like open up, right?
Like
and
you're
then you're
scared.
going to reach back, right? And you are going to focus on your nose, right? When you look at your nose, that's when you know you're able to go deeper than you normally go.
Oh,
right?
I didn't know that.
Yep,
That little trick you've learned?
Focus on your nose,
Wow.
right? And
Didn't know
don't
that.
if you look at your mouth, you're gonna freak yourself out, and you're gonna be like, "This is too far back," right?
Yeah.
Focus on your nose. Go back. Make sure it's at a 45-degree angle.
Okay,
Make contact right with.
How
your
do you
tongue
hold
scraper,
that?
Right,
Yeah. How do you hold your tongue scraper?
like this.
Okay.
Okay, glad we got that settled. Are
Bring
you
it-
tickling your uvula
bring-
at this point?
Nope. I just bring it in
Okay.
and scrape out, and then what I do, I rinse it off, and then bring it in,
Do it
scrape
again.
out, do 3 times. So I'm making 3 passes.
Yeah,
right?
I make 3 passes.
I imagine this is kind of like I'm polishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Outside, inside, outside, and I knock that out, dude.
So
My
my tongue
mouth
scraper-
always feels fresh.
My
after I do
Oral-B
that.
tongue scraper is plastic on one side, brushes on the other. I go in there,
No, you
I
don't
pull
need to use the
I
brush
do the
side.
3
You don't really need to.
with the scraper side,
Yes.
rinse and spit.
Then
Yeah.
you brush it.
Then I rinse it, then I flip it, do the same thing, and then I flip it again, rinse it one more time for good luck.
Yeah.
Pull that stuff out. It's amazing the stuff that comes off
Yeah.
your tongue.
When
It's
Matt
disgusting.
when Matt Mormon said he didn't use a tongue scraper, I was
Yeah, you
was-
didn't know how you could live with himself.
I
He
like
seems like the kind of guy that would.
it was an audible
Yeah.
gasp that
Yeah.
left my mouth. I go,
Yeah.
huh? Like how
Yeah.
do you not use this? So I'm hoping that somebody got him converted.
Yeah.
Neil
on that.
Dingman. Shout out to the P&S crew. My bottle of rehab came signed.
Nice.
Very
Sweet.
nice.
Did we get Adrian's about he got the Stekata from the sale? It is
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
Nice,
Good
Adrian.
work, Adrian.
Well,
Enjoy that. Spray it
yes.
around. Just get in the air. Neil Dingman, shout out to the peanut. We did that.
Yep.
Kevin, I can't wait for tomorrow when my new pink and blue, as well as my green octane brushes come in.
We're excited for you. You're gonna love
And
them.
Super Auto, why is the octane wheel face brush described by most as a medium stiffness? Why not as soft as possible for wheel faces?
Silverado, it's a great question.
So-
and that's
talking to him
why
about
the
that,
Rag
weren't you?
Company's Ultra Wheel and Body Brush exists, right?
Yeah.
You know, basically the Detail Factory released their wheel brush so, you know, it could walk, but we released our Ultra Wheel and Body Brush so it could run, or what's that?
And,
What
and
is-
hey, the
what's
fun,
that?
fun
We know
fun
what
fact,
you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
there's some
Fun fact,
saying
you're right.
there.
We
One had
wanted
to
it to
walk
be
so
able
the
to do
other
the right
could
thing. Fun fact, when we showed Brian when it was in development, he
Yeah.
said,
This is really nice.
"This is really nice. You guys did a good job."
He was happy about our brush.
Yeah,
But
he was impressed. I'll say that.
So the Octane, so like just the wheel face brush from Detail Factory is going to be stiffer. It's going to be a medium stiffness. I am not going to say it's the safest wheel brush ever made. I'm not saying it's damaging, but I'm just saying that if you
Yeah.
have like gloss black finish wheel,
I did a brand new Miata yesterday.
yeah,
Clean the black wheel faces with it.
yeah.
Scratch the ever living snot out.
Oh
No, I'm
my
just
god!
kidding. I'm
no,
just
it
kidding.
was Dane's.
It's because it was Dane. No,
my heart
it is.
dropped.
It
Like,
is a little rough.
just
It is a little stiff,
Use-
but it's not
use
going to damage them.
proper lubrication.
Yeah. Use the right
If
soap.
you use it on gloss
right
black, do a
product.
test spot because gloss black wheels can have different hardness to them.
Every
right?
single one of them's different.
So just do a test spot. It just there is a point at which a wheel brush can be too soft, and there
Yeah.
can be like it's not. It's not
Well, and you
doing
got to
enough.
think about it. They've got the screwball. They've got the
So many
curve ball
options. There's
that
so
you
many
can move
options.
up to clean wheels. If you're looking to go soft, they've got the softest.
Yeah.
So they've got a bunch of different options that they can do.
I've
So.
got 6 minutes and 2 pages.
Han
So,
says, I wonder how Rod Pusey's doing after finding out he needs to send a bottle of Frostbite all the way to the Netherlands. I don't know. Sandro, will TRC be carrying the IK replacement? Maintenance kits parts never say never.
Eventually,
Super Auto finally got my first pair of Brooks last week, the
Nice.
Beast GTS 23. I think they might be the most comfortable shoes I've ever owned.
all
That's the way we do it, Al.
Yep.
And then do Haribo gummy bears make you talk like little kids when you eat them? That would be a great skit for the three of you to do. That would be hilarious.
I think I got the
Anna
tail
said
end of one of
Haribo
those.
had a Super Bowl commercial, and Dane does look like one of the guys.
I'm going to have to
That's
go look at
awesome.
that now. Yeah. I don't know, but I got to look now.
funny.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Carson recommendations for grit guards. Just get a grit guard. Joey Belinsky,
Literally,
frostbite is a pH of 9.5.
It is a pH of 9.5, but it's not.
Because you got to dilute it, too.
It's still not. I don't think it's
high.
strong as active foam.
No.
I still don't think it's as strong of a cleaner, which is not. It's not a bad thing. I mean, with frostbite, if anything, you can now use more.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is what appears on paper may be different
Easiest
than
way,
what you actually
you can also
experience.
just buy a pH tester and test it when you've mixed it up in your soap, and then you really find out.
Your
Bill
water will
Lewis,
determine.
Is Brake Buster too caustic for the IK Mini? Can Brake Buster be stored in the IK Mini's bottle? Yes, just, don't, leave it in there for
forever.
like 5 years.
Yeah.
Chris, exoskeleton on a centaur? No, it's
wow.
an actual robotic centaur.
No, that's like some 5D
Lucas
chess
saying,
right
get
there.
the Dirt Lock grit guards, or just get grit guards.
Oh.
Carson. Anna saying, are the new Rupes Blue Intermediate pads going to be available outside of the HLR 15 and 21? Yes, in the future, not right now.
Okay.
And then Anna says she likes Carson using the detail guards,
There you go.
dirt guards. Ron Ayotte says Sagittarians rock. I know I am one. And Super Auto says 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters.
There we
Okay,
go.
that's right. Thank you, Super Auto. Spencer, hey everyone from TRC. Hope everyone's having a good day. Spencer
Hope
B.
you are too.
Thank you for tuning in.
Now to page 1.
Not sure if this was asked today. Does anyone have any more info about rapid rinseless wash? Will the protection mask existing coating sealants? No.
No.
Is this a surfactant and polymer-based rinseless? Yes. Anna Longfield, out of the pads that come with the new HLR 15, which would be a good one step with PNS
The new
rehab?
blue one.
Yeah, the new blue
Yeah,
one.
the new tealish blue, I should say.
Jamie the cleaner coming in like a child in the middle of a movie asking what I missed.
Who's that guy?
Kevin Meisner, do you know if the new Koch Chemie rinseless softens water? Yes.
Yes.
One of my favorite parts of ONR is not having to worry about water spots when I pre-spray the car and it dries. Yes.
I have no fear, Kevin. That's same thing. They did a really good job with it.
Han
Yep.
says, I love the yellow ONR. I always use it when I wash a car if a customer only wants an interior detail. There you go.
Bam.
David Boyce, I've used Optimum
Oh, no.
OptiClean.
OptiClean,
not
Potty
Potty
Clean,
Clean.
which is a spray and wipe diluted 3-to-1. I've used it on exterior and interior. It's a whitish solution in appearance. Yes.
Yep. OptiClean. OptiClean's great. I
Yep.
still have like
It's
half a gallon
great
of it
product.
that I just love. I think it's awesome.
Everybody's
Man.
saying, what up, what up, what up? And then Anna says a lot, Jamie. Jamie says, oh, boy. Anna says, talks about
40K.
Warhammer 30K, exoskeletons, centaurs, and more. Thank you, Anna, for
man.
the recap.
Totally.
How's life post TRC McGrath Ambassador of the Year?
Oh,
Bruce, royalty has arrived. Aaron, thanks, Levi and Anthony. I don't have quick jacks or anything to lift the car. America's Tire, Discount Tire, seems like a good company to tighten the lugs to spec. And I do have a torque wrench just in case.
okay.
Yep, that's awesome.
That's a good move.
Chris M, Water Pick is my pressure washer for my Hot Wheel car. So that's a good one, too.
Oh, nice.
Jamie says, feeling good in the neighborhood. It flooded in the swamp this week, but all sunshine today, finally.
Jamie, make sure
Nice.
there's no gators in the yard. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Do
Look
That's
a
what
out
they
for
like to
them
do.
gators.
They're like
Make sure to
worms that
walk
come
around
out.
your property and check on things, unlike Dane, who
It's
has
a mystery. I guess I'll find out next
who
year
has,
what's back there.
I mean, what could be, summonings and other thing happening in his yard.
He's got those weird plants growing in random spots.
Really freaked
Creating
me
a
out.
pattern.
I think Midsommar was actually shot in Dane's backyard.
It probably
They're
was.
just doing the edit
Yeah.
strip off of the,
Yeah, that is
the cliff.
horrible.
Yikes.
Bruce's garage. I'd like to see Matt from OG when he hears that Anthony leaves his dirty dental pick.
Well, most importantly, they're on his
Laying
desk,
around.
which we did address was an absolute mess. So that is something.
He cleaned it up. It got cleaned up.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got self-conscious when he knew we'd have guests.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Randall, hey guys, just picked up the new Rupes Bird.
Bird.
And love it hybrid. And love it. Just curious how the DA Coarse and DA Fine differ from KCX Heavy Cut and Micro Cut. That's what I'm using now with their brand pads. So Heavy Cut is very strong. DA Coarse is probably more equivalent to KCX's Fine Cut. Yeah. And DA Fine is more equal to Micro Cut. So KCX's Heavy Cut is a much stronger cutting compound than DA Coarse.
Yeah, I would try. If it came with the kit, try it. I think you'll really like it.
A lot of people like them.
DA Coarse and DA Fine are awesome pads or
Yeah.
polishes. Okay, Dane, we
Now
have
we're
made it.
caught up.
Wow,
to
I
the
can't believe we
end.
did it.
So this has been
Pretty good.
awesome.
Well
This has
done,
been a roller
gentlemen.
coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As always, we
Good
have
stuff.
a ton of fun answering your detailing questions.
Of course.
And you know what? And here in the upcoming weeks, whether we figure out our server upgrades, and we're able to go live. We're happy to answer
whether the Jotunheim allows us to start going live
yes.
again.
So this is a reminder for the folks who may have missed a message at the beginning and the middle of the show. Next week and possibly the week after that, there will be a lot of construction going on with a new computer going back there, which means we will not be able to do our normal main show or Q&A. So we're probably going to go on a brief hiatus with that just so these guys can get it all caught up, built out, and then after that we should be running super strong, and it's all because TRCMA next year needs the extra horsepower.
That's right. We got to get it done now.
We got to handle that stuff now because it's a long way out, but it happens sooner than you think. So we're just trying to get ready. All right, so before you guys leave, please give us a big fat thumbs up, a like button there. We'd really appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel because, well, I'm going to start posting more shorts on here, if not the usual lives and the video stuff.
You guys
is
like
doing it for you. So we're having fun. And, that's really it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and whenever we come back here for a main show or a Q&A, we'll make sure and let you know, but it's up to you to be subscribed to know about it. So that's it, guys. See ya.
See ya. Do you know I don't like torquing my lug nuts?
Oh, really?
That's great.
Yeah.